just go to school. You want to get a new object, my brother, go to school. You want to know what is happening, my brother, go to school. Politicians want to make their decision, just go to school. You want to know what happened. And your boy right in the South, man. Charges on the beat. To the school to get your information. To the school to get my information. School, television. School, television. I'm gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. I'm gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. I'm gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to just so you will know. They can't find for salvation, just to school. You want to get a new subject, my brother, to school. You want to know what is happening, my brother, to school. Politicians want to make their decision, just to school. Know what happening in the ministry, to school. Yeah. To you will know. They can't find for salvation, just to school. You want to get a new object, my brother, to school. You want to know what is happening. Yes, I with the CEOs and with the schools. And your boy is right in the South. Charges on the beat. To the school to get your information. To the school to get my information. School, television. School, I'm gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. I'm gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. I'm gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to just so you will know. They can't find for salvation, just to school. You want to get a new object, my brother, to school. You want to know what is happening, my brother, to school. Politicians want to make their decision, just to school. You want to know what happening in the ministry, to school. Yeah, to school.
All right, folks. Good evening. All right, folks. Good evening and a pleasant welcome to the 101 with the CEO. I want to welcome all of you. My name is James Samuel Goode Flomo, and I'm seated here till Nelson Kula alongside with the CEO join this production for tonight. So I love to welcome all of you. And it's going to be a very interesting conversation tonight because we have a lot to be discussed. Remember, there's this news surrounding who's invited and who's not, who's moving, who's dropping. That is also going to be discussed here. We're talking about the pending inauguration ceremony that is expected to take place in Ghana on the 7th of January. That's going to be on Tuesday. So that's also going to be discussed here. And many things surrounding the growth and development of Liberia will also be talked about tonight. So this is the 101. This is the place where the CEO alongside with his guests will come and talk about issues that matter. And tonight, this is our guest. She's a very prolific Liberian politician. Let me bring our guest. She's going to be here, Honorable Edith Gonglo, where she's going to be here tonight to talk about her political journey. Remember, she has been contesting in Nimba County for so many times, and she's also a prospective candidate for the pending by-election that is expected to take place. Remember, you already know that we lost one of the vibrant Liberian politician, the late Senator Prince Ward Johnson, and Nimba County is expected to look for another senator, either a male or a female, who will represent that county, summing up to 2 senators. We currently have 1 Yantua, so we need another more senator. Senator Prince, the late Senator Prince Johnson is expected to be buried on the 17th of this month, and right after that, we are told, we all know the procedure. The National Elections Commission will get back to its duty to make sure that we get a new senator from Nimba County. Currently, we have 29 senators in Liberia. We should have 30, but we have 29 because of the death of the late Prince Johnson. So our guest is a prospective candidate. I cannot confirm whether she will be contesting, but I know that she is a prospective candidate that will be that is expected to contest. And so maybe she's going to also disclose that tonight on this platform. That's still pending. We hope she's going to talk about that. So she's our guest, and she's not new to this platform, and she's not new to the media in Liberia. You all have been listening for many times. So she's going to be here to talk more about her political career. Good evening, Honorable CEO.
Hey Nelson, how you doing?
James, I'm okay.
Yeah, I heard the scene. Nelson, James, I the scene. How do you can confuse me?
Yeah, I think I'm getting a little feedback from you.
Yeah, but Gibson coming through studio now. I think we okay. Is he in yet?
No, Gibson is not part of us. He's going to relay us, but he's not part of the.
He got to come to the studio. That you didn't tell him how to do it.
Okay.
So yeah, Gibson got to come to the studio while he waits for Nelson.
Yeah, we are already live on the radio, so that's what he's doing right now, to relay us on the radio.
Yeah, but he got to come to the TT. Can you tell Gibson to come on stream, and just stay in the back, please?
Yeah, I'm telling him in the chat room already.
Yeah, we got Madam Edith Gonglo in the back. She will be joining us. We'll be bringing in Representative Niton Bia from Rhode Island. Gibson Jerry will be joining us. Kev Hassan. Abdullah Mame, Clinton. We're going to be having a blast today. 2-hour quick program, just 2 hours, because today is a special edition. And James, while we do this, a lot of folks joining us. What happened with this whole who invite who and who's going and who not going. The whole Ghana, okay, don't put your money aside because I'm asking the wrong person.
Oh,
But we
why?
said invite. Did you get your own invitation?
No, who I am.
Yeah, but I'm saying Richard couldn't invite. Oh yeah, for the family is joining us too. Just I'm saying Richard couldn't invite, and I'm saying Yombly invitation. Where is Fonati invitation?
For that, you want me to talk?
No, I don't want you to talk. I just want to ask, but you don't have to talk. No, I'm just asking. You don't have to answer. Let me just ask the question. We're wait for Kev. Kev can answer.
You
I
know,
mean, it just
Kev spent more than Kev kept calling me today. I'm like, Kev, my phone is not dedicated to your land. Leave me. I'm not in Liberia. Go to Ghana.
I mean, but why you asking Gibson to come through the string that in our chat room, not the OB chat room? You know, what you put in chat this now, right?
No, not me.
Yeah, you man. I seen your post, Gibson. But did you put it there? You were in the wrong chat room.
But high information can leak sometimes.
Yeah. Folks want to say, okay, Nelson is in the company, he'll be coming up. We want to say to all of you, it's only good to have you on. We want to say thank you very much. We're going to be having 2-hour program, actually an hour, 30 minutes program. You know, church was great today, by the way. If you went to church, you know, today was the first Sunday in the year, a wonderful Sunday. So we hope you went to church. If you're a Christian, we hope my Edith went to church today. She shouldn't come and say she was busy. You know, she got to get drawn near to God. The Bible says, draw near to God and he will draw near to you. Wash your hand, ye sinner, and purify your heart, ye double-minded. So everybody got to go to draw near to God. My Edith, I don't know what she's going to do. The breaking news today says she's running in Nimba. I'm hearing a lot of stuff, James. That Sister Edith, probably she's going to run for that seat. I don't know. And I also hearing that her brother saying she shouldn't run, all her siblings saying don't run for the seat. And if she choose not to run, they see it's a white banner for Samuel Koga. That's my own thing. That's how I'm looking at it, though. Somebody can say I'm wrong.
But why even if she's contesting?
If she says she in the race, she's gonna get Samuel Koga to run for her money. She will get Samuel Koga to run for his money.
But you think who is the favorite candidate?
You got to understand, either Gongolaway is very dynamic. Say anything you want to say.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm not saying that she's going to win. I said she's going to give Sam Koga the run for his money.
But you think who will win?
I think above all, Samuel Koga has a chance. He got a great, this thing, you know, Jeremiah couldn't support Samuel Koga. Jan Twine will support Samuel Koga. And, you know, he got a group, right? And he came second to Jan Twine now, right? Very close. He stands a chance of being the next senator, replacing his cousin, Prince Yedu Johnson. But if you want muddy the water, James, for a 2029, put Edith Gonglo in this race.
So I want to count the time that she has contested for.
Forget about that. If you want to muddy the water, listen to me what I'm saying. And this is the big if, like Natera might get say if. If you and listen, we can open the line and ask the people. I mean, we're gonna bring her on. If you want to muddy the water, put Edith Gonglo in the race. If you put her in this race, right, and she comes second to Sam Koga, that's problem 2029 for Jan Twine.
She came second to Prince Johnson, the late Johnson, in 20.
She came second to Jeremiah Kuhn.
Yeah, Prince.
You remember Jeremiah Kuhn? People saying probably she was going to win that thing if it wasn't for Prince Johnson.
Yeah, but again, the last election, where did she end? She had to dress. So
no, the last election, the 2023 election, when she said I would support CDC, CDC got a lot more votes than in the history of CDC without Prince Johnson and without Edith Ganglowe.
But did she contest the senatorial position 2023?
No, she wasn't in 2023. She was supporting Prince Johnson. I believe she was supporting CDC. Because 2023, who you had running in 2023? Who?
2023, you had Yolube.
You had nobody.
2023?
Yan Twain came after Jeremiah Kun become
Yolube.
after Jeremiah Kun. No, after Jeremiah Kun become senator.
Yolube contested 2023. He won.
Who?
Yolube, the late.
Yeah, remember, we talk about people. Yolube, he can be sleeping and win election. Remember, leave me alone. You talk about Yolube, the man can be sleeping. We're gonna say you the same. Who you could compare Prince Johnson with when you talk about election? Prince Johnson can go fishing and come out and say, "Sir, your seat is ready for you." Nobody in Nimba who have come close, and you know that.
Yeah.
Even Edith know that. So for you, that's why I don't even want to mention Prince Johnson's name. I mean, Prince Johnson he was the man, you know.
Yep.
So if you just guys, welcome to the show. We're going to be having a wonderful program. Share the show. Martin Brown, you have to share the show. Esther Wombe, you have to share the show. Ronan Tier, and there's a lot of stuff happening. James, a lot of stuff happening here, right? A lot of stuff happening in the country. The president is flying to Ghana with Richard Kun. Richard Kun said, I cannot go Ghana except I have, James, you got a letter of Yomble Richard Kun. Please start uploading them.
They are already set. They
already set. He said, Richard Kun said, except I have my invitation letter.
Let me flash you.
Thank you. That Yomble read it. Richard Kun said, except I have my invitation letter. So what is happening? What's the confusion here? No, to be frank. Who lied to who?
If you want my own perspective, I'm not talking about.
Can you do your adjustment, Nelson? We're getting a feedback for you. Yeah, let me hear you. Don't be so personal. Be objective. Be journalist, James Goode. Don't be journalist. Be objective. Well, before we bring in Edith Ganglowe, Kev Hassan, are you coming in or you're not? I see you in the back. There's a reason why Kev Hassan is coming in. Because Kev is frustrated.
He's terribly frustrated.
It's very serious though. I always tell the people, right? Election started January 24th, 2022. 24th at 12, January 22nd, 2024 at 12 noon. Election started. Any other thing you talk about on Abaya?
Yeah.
Look at the position CDC is taking. CDC cannot find a footing. CDC is in complete disarray. They're allowing Mo Ali and the Unity Party to control the airspace. Do you know that CDC cannot even buy a fitting computer? I think I got one in my drawer here, James. James, I think I got computers somewhere here. 2 or 3 of them.
Wait.
Go to Walmart.
You're talking about a computer like this?
Jim, go to Walmart. 300, Jim. And I gave you my my website. You might have the iPad.
The iPad you still use.
Exactly, but James, it's over $400. CDC cannot give it to Ase. Ase is mad. He's not coming on the show. I mean, who is controlling what's going on? Let's say again. Who is controlling this thing? Who is controlling this thing, James? I mean, so CDC is messed up.
We should not break up until we conclude this discussion.
Yeah, go ahead. I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree with you. We shouldn't bring it on yet.
So this is the issue with the CDC, and they went through it even when they were in power. The issue that has to do with communication management. They address communication with anger, and when you not just communication in life, anything you approach with anger, you are on your way to a serious mistake when you approach anything with anger. So CDC is always angry. If you want to get under the sleeve of CDC, just Just tap them a little bit. You're gonna see all of them coming out.
I mean, CDC, Koji say I'm going to school in Europe. I get scholarship. I'll pay my school fee for the 30,000 they gave me. CDC take it to be secret, and they're hiding it. They can't get a computer for Acedo. Acedo say he coming on the show. Maggie say he will leave Ghana, go to Liberia before he can find money and send to Acedo to buy a computer.
But
I mean,
should not be
a messed up situation.
Asa should not be crying for computer. He was just a deputy minister yesterday. He worked for.
Mama, you talk about in 1 year. I say I'm not getting money. I say get family to take care of.
So
I say I have family to take care of. I say working as a technician at the Bank of America in the back. I say gotta wait for paycheck to paycheck. The member take his full money and go buy a computer to can do CDC job. What can better than doing all the money?
The love of the party, you can do it.
That love of the party will pay a children's school fee. That love of the party will put food on the children's table. Don't do that, man.
So
I mean, election have consequences, right? That's the reason why people say we're going to go to election, we're going to fight, we're going to do everything we got to do because it's important to preach our message.
But how much for a computer?
From Walmart, you can get it for $325.
Okay, I will push cartoon and send you $375 you buy it for Azzy.
You will send me money
and buy it for Azzy from a
Remember,
cartoon.
you just said it mean that your upcoming school fee will not pay it because you get money. Is that funny? Will not pay it because, and I hope my still listen to you. Will not pay it because you got money. Yeah, you're not paying the same situation. Will not pay. Tell God the majority black sending you money. Thank God for the family sending you money. I swear you do. No. I swear you do all that plenty writing. Your for the family get you on supplementary payroll. I see. So you on supplementary payroll, James.
Kevin's on supplementary payroll.
Yeah, folks, welcome to the show. It's a beautiful Sunday. We're so glad. And listen, Chief Cyril Allen had an emergency meeting, so he would not be here, but he would join us next week. We had a 2-hour discussion, Chief Cyril Allen and myself. He would join us next week. So today we're only having our mom, our sister Edith Gunglewer. I'm going to bring in the representative of Raw Island, District number 3, I believe, the councilman, the representative Nathan Bia, and this is the son. He's the son from Nimba County, Man, Giopa, Mano, or either or. He's a born Nibadian. So here now we're going to talk like bro on the politics and leave the U.S. thing alone. Welcome to the show, Representative Nathan Bia. It's good to see you.
Thank you, the CEO, and welcome. And we're great to be on the platform again with my colleague, Kev, and a good day. And to all my brothers and sisters throughout the entire world, much especially in Liberia. So thank you. I hope we are. I pray for my country, Liberia. I pray for every one of us every day.
Thank you. And again, want to say, Kev Hassan, welcome. It's good to have you. Let me welcome every one of you before we bring in Sister Edith Gunglewer. Kev, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Seto.
That all you said?
No, he can say nothing. Nothing.
Kev, are you okay? Where is volunteer invitation?
If Kev should say I will walk to Liberia.
Kev, make a prediction. Where is volunteer invitation?
Listen, I know folks fascinated fixation on the invitation, but as invitation, I don't think invitation is matter.
No. I'm not asking what you think whether it's important. I say, listen, for that team, my friend and my brother, right? Where is for that team invitation, Ken?
You have it in your possession.
I don't have it. Did you send it to me?
But what I want us to focus.
Hold on, Kev. James, can you tell Nelson to work on the radio, man? The volume is so low. What's going on?
Yeah,
tell Nelson to do something better. Go ahead, Kev.
I just told him.
Yeah, what I want to focus on at this moment is that we need to to focus on what happening back home versus invitation.
Kev, where are you? Kev, where are you?
I'm
Are you
home.
in Liberia?
I say back home. I'm
But that's
home.
for the situation of back home. Richard Cool situation of back home. The invitation is back home. Where would you go back home?
The Ghanaian government is their prerogative to.
No, it's not. Ghana
No,
government. No, it's not, Kev. Where is Speaker Fonati invitation?
Let's look at the invitation, right?
Where is Speaker Fonati, J. Fonati Kofa invitation?
Fonati Kofa invitation is up to Fonati Kofa. I don't have it.
So you don't have it?
No, I don't.
Are you telling the whole world watching right now that Fonati Kofa, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, whether it's the 55th, I do believe it is, whether Speaker 1 or Speaker 2, whether he's not or he is, you do not have the invitation that you guys were running and announcing to the nation that the Ghanaian Parliament invited Fonati Kofa as Speaker to attend the inauguration program scheduled for the 7th. And you are saying you don't have it, but in chat room, you celebrated that yes, indeed, you had this invitation. Were you guys lying to the Liberian people?
I never posted. I never post anything out there of Fonati Kofa invitation to the.
James, screenshot some of the man post, please. Screenshot in the chat room. Yeah, please. Yeah, you don't do this. And I want to bring my sister Edith Gongo right in the last 2 minutes. In 2 minutes, we'll bring her on.
Anything that I put on Facebook, James, anything that I put on Facebook that Fonati Kofa, then I want Liberian people to call me a liar.
Ladies and gentlemen, share the show. It's very important. This is Spoon Talk. Ladies and gentlemen, share the show. This is where we come and we talk. I want to say
anything that I posted on Facebook. Post it.
Okay, Kev. Hold on 1 minute. Little bit. Now we woke up this morning. Kev actually called me. I didn't answer. He sent me a text message. He said, "What's going on?" I said, "What's up?" "I'm on my way to church." He said the Ghanaian Parliament had invited Fonati Kofa as Speaker to attend the inauguration program scheduled for the 7th. I said, beautiful. I just said beautiful. One word, right? I asked him, but where's the invitation? He said, let me reach out to Fonati. From 5:35 a.m. this morning to 4 p.m. Eastern time, your time, my time, Cap time. We're still waiting for Fonati to send an invitation. Were they lying? I talked to me, Representative. This is bad, man.
Thank you again, Cito. But this is a critical work. I mean, the question now lies is, I'll probably give this the opportunity to Mr. Hassan right now. Maybe he has not gotten in contact with the speaker yet to receive the word communication. That's only speculation can come up to at this point in time. I'm assuming that if my brother Kev have the invitation that was discussed about, he would probably share it and publicly to everyone. But
listen, I do believe Speaker Kofa was invited. I do believe it, right? But why are they not giving it to their supporters? Why are they not giving it and sharing it like Richard Kun did? This is my invite. I'm on my way to Ghana with the president, right? These guys are still fighting. There's no peace. But how can CDC do this to their own people? I mean, Kev, we stay on the show. Just beg for that to send it to you. Kev, we're not hearing you. I know you don't want to have this conversation, but beg for that to send it to you.
Look at the Richard Kun. If you look at the Richard Kun invitation, you know that invitation was done today.
It's not the argument. It was done 2 seconds ago, 2 minutes ago, 2 hours ago. I'm asking you, where is Fonati Kofa invitation?
Funanti Kofa will not attend. He did not plan to attend the inauguration.
So he didn't receive him. He didn't receive an invitation.
Funanti Kofa were contacted by the parliament, by the government. Yes, I can confirm that. But he will not be attending. Yes, he
No,
will.
no. He was contacted by the Ghanaian parliament.
The Ghanaian incoming
government
transition team. Let me say transition team. Yeah.
And they reached out to him saying what?
Well, I can't. I will not go into the details.
And let me go into detail. Let me do it because that's what I know. And they reached out to him, right, Representative Nathan, and said, "We are sorry. You cannot come as speaker, right? We are sorry. You cannot come as speaker because we didn't know you guys had to change your speakership. And so we are sorry." For the TS in Ghana. And that's the reason why they cannot put out the invitation. And that's why Kev is here. But listen, we'll discuss that at the end of the show. Ladies and gentlemen, you know that Dwadu is supposed to come and say something he will say at the end of the show. Dwadu will come in for 1 hour at the end of the show to say what you have to say. Let me bring in Madam Edith Gonglo, well, the sister of Tewon Gonglo, the poor man lawyer Tewon Gonglo, Councillor Gonglo's sister, the sister of Kerebetu, that's his name. Is that his name, Kerebetu? Right? All right, that's my man. I will spoil his name. The sister of Kerebu or Kerebetu, whatever his name is, the wife of Mr. Ware, the guy that always on the picture with her because you know he's scared, and our own sister and our own man from Nimba County. Welcome, Madam Edith. It's good having you.
Oh wow, Secretary, you never cease to amaze me. Oh Lord Jesus. By the way, how you doing, Nathan? Why am I getting that feedback?
Yeah, I'm trying to mute everybody when you're speaking with mute. So go ahead.
Okay. Hi everyone, and hi Stanton, Kev, Nathan. By the way, Nathan is my little brother.
Yes, we are.
I mean, family. We lived in the same house, under the same roof in Liberia. So that my little brother.
Yeah.
But when I heard he was coming on, I said, "How dare Stanton bring me and my little brother on together?" But I'm glad to be on, and thank you for having me here on your show. It's been more than a year since I've been on Spoon TV. The last time I came on Spoon, I think it was 2023, around there. Yeah, just about more than a year. But thank you for having me.
It's good to have you.
By the way, stop calling people's names. My brother's name is Kelebo. Please.
What's the difference from Kelebo and Kerebetu?
That's a huge difference. No, you say Gele and you say Kele.
There's a guy in Yucatan, he was very sure they used to call him Kerebetu. So when I saw Kelebo, I said, I see people. Whenever he called me, I said, Kerebetu, what's up? He said, oh man, okay, I will only answer. But welcome to the show, Madam Edith Gonglo. It's good having you. Yes, since 2023, when we were very strong going against your brother on the political side. Election is over. Yeah. Jose Yuman Boaga is the president. Your side lost. My side won. Let's talk about moving forward, and let's talk about national issue. Great. Okay? That's why it's good to have you on the show. Let's have a great spoon talk. On the one-on-one, it's good that we have Kev Hassan here. And we also have Nathan, representative here from, and your brother, I didn't know, seriously. I didn't know you had that relationship. You know, he always joins us on a Sunday once in a while to share his idea internationally, what's best for Liberia. It's important for us to have some serious conversation. I want to welcome every one of you folks joining us. It's good to have you, Boyman Passaway, Rhonda Thomas, December Howard, it's good to have you. Cooper Passaway, it's good to have you. Connors, Leeway, and everybody else. For the family will be joining us. Mommy will be joining us. Clinton will be joining us. We'll have a great discussion today. And also your other brother, Gibson Jeru. he will be coming on. So welcome to the show again. As always, let's have some great conversation. It's been 2023, 2024. Now we're in 2025.
Time
Through it
flies.
all, through it all.
Yes.
How are you? And how's everything, the family, before we get to politics? Is everything okay?
Everything is fabulous. Everything is great. I mean, awesome health. Because health is everything, health is wealth. And so the fact that I'm in good health, actually great health, my husband, my children, everyone is doing well. We are doing pretty fine. So everything is good. I mean, we're cool. Just laying low, keeping ourselves in our little corner and doing the things that we need to do to make life move on.
Thank God for that. And
Yeah.
same year, we are grateful, one day at a time. Sweet Jesus, first Sunday of the
Amen.
year. We celebrated Christ in a very special way.
By the
And
way,
now
you
we're
went to
going,
church today?
yeah, I went to church like this.
Okay, good.
I go to church every Sunday.
Okay.
I'm striving towards perfection. I'm not there yet.
Where perfection, that's a huge one.
That's correct. But let's get to what is happening in our country. You've been following the local news, the international news, under this government. January 22nd, 12:01 p.m. President Walker, 2024, police right hand up. I do solemnly swear, blam, 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 blam. From that day to today, what say you about the leadership and this government functioning? Madam Edith Gongluwe.
Well, like most people have said, I've listened to your show on a couple of occasions, not always because I'm very busy. And I've followed some of the news in Liberia once in a while, not always again because of my schedule. But from all indications and what we hear, again, this is hearsay, what we hear and what we read on the social media, if everything that we read and hear, if all of that is true, then it's troubling. Then the rescue mission needs to re-examine, you know, its goals and start something differently than they've done in 2024. We hope that 2025 will be a better year in terms of plans for education, plans for agriculture, for infrastructural development, human resource, and all of that. I hope that it will take a different trend. But from what we've read and heard, again, I haven't been to Liberia since 2023. So everything I'm going to be saying here about the government is what is in the news or what is on Spoon TV, or somebody posting on Facebook and stuff like that. So from all of that, things are not well, at least not what was expected, given the fact that, too much was promised from the get-go. I know it's not easy to govern, especially a country like Liberia, given the fragile nature of the state and the fragile nature of every sector of our country. But there was some level of expectation that, there will be some shift in the approaches. And from what I hear and what I read, those shifts have not happened.
What are you hearing that you think that you have raised the eyebrow that the change, the rescue have not taken place yet? I mean, since the election, yes, indeed, you keep your eyes, your focus in Liberia on and off, but you are solely involved. You have your brother, a great man, Councillor Gonglo. You have your family. You are not missing a beat. But what are some of the missteps? Maybe three of them that is very, very important that you can address tonight.
So again, just listening to Spoon TV and following the happenings surrounding the removal of the speaker, Funati Kofa, I saw something that resembles the past. It resembled the removal of Kabina Janet, for instance, and the list goes on. If this government stands on the promise of change, of rescue, to rescue this country from all of the, indications of bad governance, then it had to stand on the rule of law to institute any type of change that it wishes to institute. And I think that that was not it was not what was expected as far as following the rule of law. That was one of the things that caught my attention. The other thing that also caught my attention was the arbitrary removal of people who have tenure position. Again, this was a slap in the face of uh, the law, because there's this saying in Liberia, the law is the law. So if people who have tenure have been removed without going through the right process or without allowing them to complete their tenure, because the tenure, some of them are for 5 years, for 6 years, whatever it's for. If you allow them to complete their tenure, they can be replaced. You don't have to, reappoint them or, uh, you know. And so that was one of them. And there are a couple of things that I have followed. Also, from the very get-go, what happened at the, I believe it was the DEA, something like that.
The
There was
LDA. Yep.
the LDEA. There was that scramble, over um, who controls what, power struggle, something like that, between the leaders of the LDEA, and it became very, very bad. And one of the things that I remember this government ran on in 2023 was to fight the fluctuation of drugs in the country. That was a major campaign thing. That we want to make sure we save our children and the rest. This infiltration of drugs in our country, and we get rid of Kush. What institution does that? It is the LDEA, that is the government arm to fight that, to put in systems that ensure that our borders are, secure and protected from the infiltration of drugs or drug dealers or smugglers. And so when there was that crisis, it left the country vulnerable, because those to institute those measures were now fighting to maintain their positions and stuff like that. I don't know if it has been resolved, but it went on for a long time, and I don't think that it was healthy for the country in its entirety and for the image of this government that came to rescue and to change things from what it was before this government came into power. So those are the three things. There are many more, but since you said, name about three, but again, we are hopeful. This is a government. It just started. This is what, 1 year gone. We hope that 2025, like President Barker likes to say, that things are not going to be, business will not be as usual. And I hope that 2025 will bring a new, outlook on how the government pursues policy issues at the various sectoral levels.
Thank you very much, Madam Edith. I'm going to bring in Kev Hassan. Kev Hassan, after which I will bring in Representative Nathan Bia. Kev?
Let me say hi, Madam Edith. Welcome to the one-on-one with the
Hi,
CEO.
Kev.
How are you, my dear? Nathan, how are you, my brother? Let me ask you this. In one word, what will you say the state of the union is at this moment? What will you say in one word? What will you say where Liberia is today? Under Jose Mamboka.
Again, I wouldn't be emphatic because I'm not on the ground. But from all indications, if everything that we read on the social media and listen to on the news and hear people say, especially on not Truth FM, but Spoon TV, if all of what you guys expose on this network, if they are all true and correct, then the state of the nation, in my view, is in trouble.
Wow, it's in trouble. You witnessed the situation with the removal of the speaker, and you're a stakeholder in Liberia. You're a very important woman in our nation. What would you say in the involvement with the executive branch and what happened with the Supreme Court and everything that unfolding? What would you say uh, now? Because as we look at things, the executive branch is saying Speaker whom is the speaker. What will you say? How are you saying things that happening at this moment?
Um, Quite honestly, what is happening is nothing new. It has happened before. Does that mean that because it happened before, it should continue to happen? Certainly not. Especially if the mantra of the government or the mantra of the party is change and rescue, then we cannot afford to repeat the mistakes of the past. But the executive meddling into the judiciary, into the legislature, is nothing new in Liberia, sadly. I mean, I must admit, this is something that has happened from time immemorial for the country. And that's why um, everyone knows that Liberia has an imperial presidency. It didn't start with President Joseph Newman Boakai. It has been there forever and ever. But we expected that President Joseph Newman Boakai, as a change agent, a purported change agent, who has so much experience and has seen all of the ills of past governments, there was this huge expectation that there will be some sort of change. And unfortunately, it doesn't appear to be that.
Let,
It
let me
seems
do a
to
follow
be
up with you.
business
Let me
as
do a
usual.
follow up with you, Stanton. Let me do a quick follow up with you. You said this situation is not uncommon. So what we look at, what you're saying now, you're saying that Jose Yumambaka is supposed to be the president of change. But how can we say Jose Yumambaka is the president of change that he were part of removal of Edwin Snow and, and Speaker Tyler in the back? He did that. He was the president of the Senate, and he understand what happened in the lower house. He pushed that through. He was one of the person that and that took part in removing Snow and all those people illegally at that time, which is Supreme Court that sided with Snow. So how can we call him the president of change? He did that before.
Well, Kev, if you listen to me, what I said was this government and the Unity Party ran on the change message
Right.
that this government was supposed to be a government of change. It's not me saying that this is a government of change. I'm
Okay.
saying this was the message. This
I
was
agree.
the campaign promise. And so if this was, I mean, the fact that this was the campaign promise, every Liberian expects something completely different, not business as usual. That's what I'm saying. I say, and
You
because that was the message, I think that based on that, this regime is not living up to what it promised, at least up to this point. And let's give the Unity Party government and President Joseph Newman Barker maybe a little breather here. Let's assume that, yeah, okay, it's 1 year gone. Hopefully 2025 will bring something different, but there has to be indicators. And what are the indicators that 2025 will be different? We have yet to see those indicators. Has it all been uh, bad, terrible? Maybe not. There have been some, you know, hopefully there have been some good steps taken by this government, dismissing people and changing or removing people because of, corruption. I thought that was one of the high point of the government, especially with the Commerce Ministry from the very get-go. I thought that was good. That was swift. And then there was another removal. I don't remember which one, but
Let me correct
those,
you quick. They
those
never
are
removed the
those are
commerce.
good signs, huh?
Yeah, they never removed the commerce minister. He resigned. Let me just correct that. The executive branch totally played a blind eye to where Amin Moda. It was flagged by Spoon TV, and Amin
Mhm.
Moda came on Spoon TV, and he tried to play games, and that it didn't work. And then he resigned. The executive branch, Jose Iman Boka, at the moment, never, never say anything about Amin Moda. So it's not them. So they cannot take that credit. He resigned.
Okay, I wouldn't argue that he resigned, but Kev, if the president wants you, there is no way you can leave the position. But we'll leave it at that, and we give Minister Moda the
Yeah.
credit that he resigned.
Okay. So let's bring in Nathan. Let's say our representative. Welcome to the show. It's good having you again. Talk to your sister. If you get nothing to tell her, just ask her for the children and the family. Then let's move on.
By the way, he used to help to babysit his little nephew Biko. Biko, that big man now. He a
I
pharmacist
know.
in
I
Washington.
heard.
Yeah,
I saw him the last time I saw him. I saw him about, I think about 3 or 4 years ago when I saw him.
yeah, that big man, big
He's
man.
growing now, which is good. It's it's good when the families were, when you made the family. Then we talk about, because family is the fundamental aspect of all, every one of us.
Precisely.
Yeah, our entire society. So the CEO. I mean, at this time, I don't think I have any question towards like where my older sister at this time. But just other national issue that she touched about. I mean, that's one fundamental aspect I always say. When the last time I was on the show, where I said this, and I would repeatedly say the same thing. I would keep saying the same thing. Words, for every society, irrespective of where you are in the world, the rule of law is very pivotal. Right, the rule of law is very pivotal. Now, we can criticize who. I mean, you can go back and you can criticize like the previous administration, like the previous administration before that, where President Salif, President Wiyad, if you want to criticize like President Boycott, like, look, we're talking about the removal of the speaker, or the situation whether the speaker has been removed or the speaker hasn't been removed, or you talk about that entire situation. Like, every president comes in, you know, we look at things, we have to look at things sometimes very objectively. There's another every president coming, look, right here, right now. I could give a prime example right now, last week, up in DC, the the re-election of Speaker Johnson. I mean, this is not secret, and sometimes I think sometimes that's where our ill comes in our society. Sometimes we say we want to play politics, but then we're going to pick like be very transparent to that. You know, we knew exactly where Trump stood when it came to the line of who he wanted as speaker,
Hmm.
right? And Trump made sure that he called some of this representative that's in the house. So look, this is the person I want, and I want you to vote for this person. And he called them, he had a chat conversation with them and everything else. So if President Boycott wants Kuhn to be the speaker of the House in Liberia, so be it. However, if he wants to call, he can call representative there and kind of pursue them. That's what politics is all about. It has to be done within the confinement of the rule of law. And this where we are where we are. So sometimes we look at politics, and you have to be very transparent. You got to be very truthful. Sometimes we say something that we say we miss something that we kind of will do the pseudoness. And sometimes pseudoness doesn't fit in politics sometimes. And this is why I think sometimes for us, we lack in our country. Be very transparent. If President Walker wants Kun to be speaker, if you're going to get up there, I want Kun to be my speaker. I'm going to call this representative from this county. I'm going to call this representative from this county and convince them to make sure that they vote or to get the two-third to remove the current speaker. And I want this my man to be speaker. Very transparent,
Precisely.
fall right within the frame of law, and there should be no problem. It's happening every day.
All right, so I understand where you're coming from. I mean, make a lot of sense. The Ghanaian parliament just did something like that. The incoming president, Muhammad, he wrote and said, I want this person to be speaker. He did. He did. I mean, we just got a document today. Maybe Joseph Boakai style is different. But let's face it, the real thing over here. And Madam Edith, I want to come to you. Well, welcome Gibson Jeru on the show tonight. Madam Edith, you name other places that you are disappointed, the rule of law, corruption and that of LDA because of the increase in drugs, in the country. We're going to discuss it. You said, but at the end, you say you are hopeful. Why are you hopeful?
Well, as a Liberian, we want the best. I want the best for Liberia. I don't hope and wish for any regime to fail. As much as I did not endorse this Unity Party-led government, I still pray for its success, because the success of President Joseph Nimba Boakai is a success for Liberia. It's a success for my sisters and brothers who are still in the country. I'll tell you one story. In 2005, when I ran Ellen Johnson Sirleaf campaign here in the United States, from state to state, from city to city in Pennsylvania, when I led the group called Liberians for Life. After Ellen won, to her credit, she took the phone and called me. She said to me, Edith, we've won. Thank you for your work. What position do you want? I said to former President Sirleaf at the time, this was 2006, early 2006. I had young children. I said to her, Madam, I did not support you for a job. I said, my daughter, I'm afraid for my little girl. And my sons, they're little. In elementary school, middle school, I can't leave them here like that and come. Unless I put my house in order. I did not support you for a job. I said to her, if you make Liberia to be better, where my sisters and brothers can live their American life in Liberia, those who don't have the opportunity and the chance to come to America, if they can live that same life or similar to that, where they have access to affordable health care, they have access to quality education, they have job opportunities. I said, Madam, you have paid me for the work I did. And I remember like yesterday, she said to me on the phone, is that why you risk your life? I said, yeah. She said to me, and I'm saying this on the international wire to tell you that this is truthful. Madam Sirleaf, to her credit, said to me, Edith, you're a strange woman. Maybe strange. Is that strangeness that brings me in to pray for President Boakai's success. Because I want a Liberia where every day we don't have to get these horror stories on the social media. People are dying from curable illnesses, sometimes because of lack of access to medicine or to hospital or to clinic, or they have access but they don't have the money. It's not affordable. They can't afford. They don't have jobs.
Let me interrupt here and allow us, Madam Edith, because we got to be very engaged in here now.
Yes, thank you.
You had a relationship with Madam Sirleaf. Madam Sally Deputy, Joseph Yima Boakai. You supported Madam Sally. Why you didn't support Joseph Yima Boakai?
First of all, let me correct that, Stanton. I supported President Boakai in 2017.
I'm talking about 2023. Why you didn't support President Boakai in 2023?
I made the ultimate decision to buy my own ticket and fly from here, from the United States, to Liberia and ran campaign all over in Nimba. So, but again, everybody can't support the same person at the same time. Situation change, condition
What
change.
changed? What changed, Madam Edith?
A lot of things changed. Number
What?
one, I remember when I supported President Boakai in 2017, he said that he just wanted to be a one-term president. He wanted to set the country straight. He's going to be retiring. He didn't make it in 2017. I figure, age has a way of wearing people down. At age almost 80, I just didn't think that President Boakai was up to the task at that point. That was my feeling. And so, again, people have choices to make. And I made the choice that I made. And again, it's in the past, it's gone. I don't
You
regret
make the
it.
choice because of his age. You make the choice because he promised to do one term and he came back. You make the choice because you are saying that he wasn't up to the task. Is he up to the task now as president?
You already know that I didn't support President Boakai. But again, just because I didn't support him, I'm wishing him well. I hope. I am
Is he up to the task now as president?
I haven't seen that.
You
I
haven't seen
haven't
that. Is the
giving
age have
all
a
of
factor
us
in this now?
giving
Is the age of any factor now as president?
well, we're seeing it right here in America, Stanton. Look
No,
at
no, not in America. I'm talking about Liberia. It's
look
just
at
saying
Joe
you might work, Madam, either you must have had a conversation. I will act like I never met you before. I never saw you in my life. I
I
never
know.
spoke to you before. We
And
have
you
to have a
yourself,
frank
you've been
conversation.
disappointed a lot.
Okay, so let's
What
go
you
for it.
expect there is not what you're seeing.
So let's go for it. You said because of Joseph Boakai age, 2023, you didn't support him. Because Joseph Boakai promised you that he would do one term and he didn't, then you would not support him. You said he wasn't up to the task. My question is the age of factor right now in his leadership one. My second question, is he up to the task right now? Do you think he will still do one term and give it up to the young people?
That's a question to ask the Unity Party. That's not a question for me because I made my decision a long time. But whether he's up to the task is left with those who have supported this government to say, yes, the president is up to the task. And we are saying, what we expected is what we are getting. Is their question to answer. My only role that I can play now is, yes, President Boakai, I didn't support you. But now that you're president, I hope that you can bring the right people around you from within your
But you
party.
just said he's not up to the task. You just said as an 80-year-old man, he's going to be 85, 86 into 2029. By the grace of God, you just saying his age is a factor. Madam Edith, you are not just Edith Gangler. You are Madam Edith Gangler from a rich vote state that did everything for Joey to come to power. You didn't succeed. And
So
you say
Stanton,
you have three cardinal reasons. And I want the nation to hear this from you, the sister of Councilor Tewan Gonglo, that you have three cardinal reasons that cause you not to support Joseph Boakai. I've never heard this before. Are you still standing by those reasons that you will not support this president?
Stanton, so I will do the Socratic method with you. As a staunch supporter of Joseph Numa Boakai, in fact, one person who is credited with the resurrection of President Joseph Boakai and his success in his campaign. What do you think at this particular point? So I turn it back to you.
If you answer me, I'll be free to answer every day. I think if you answer me, I will answer you. Seriously.
I did answer. I
I
stated.
asked you the question. The three cardinal reasons you gave: age, one term, he's not up to the tax. Are you still holding him to that?
I didn't name them in a way you've said it.
You
But
did.
anyway,
You did. You did.
you
You
are
did.
such, Stento, I give it to you. You are such a propagandist, and there is no, wherever you got your training from, I give them the credit. And if you can, connect me with those people that, help you with your propaganda training, that would be good. I would really appreciate that because
Let's bring our brother.
I like the way you switch things around and, you put the pieces together to make to make an implication that maybe the speaker didn't even think about. So I give it to you. What I said, and I
Yeah.
was very clear, you asked, why didn't you support at the time? And I said to you that I supported President Boakai in his first run for the presidency, and he knows that. I sat with him. He gave me a book that was written about him. I still have that book. He autographed that book. And up to the election, I wouldn't make an appointment to see President Boakai. I would just go to his office and see him. But I felt that given his age at the time in 2023, giving, all the health factors that we're hearing, and knowing the Liberian political, fixture, the political space, how it can be, I was afraid that I don't think we should do this to President Boakai. I think the old man needs to retire. I think he needs to rest. And I meant that. And
That's what I said. The three cardinal
today,
reasons.
today, you have agreed with me on this platform on many occasions. You have cried out that President Boakai needs to stand up, President Boakai needs to change course, but things are not going right. Once in a while, I stumble on a spoon and I hear you crying out, Stanton. So
We'll
your
talk
views
about
are
my
not
crying
different
out, and
from
I will
mine.
justify my crying out. But I want to say, ladies and
Your
gentlemen,
views are not
we have
different from
Madame
mine.
Edith Gungluware. It's going to be a very interesting show. As you can see, we will get everything out of our sister, Madame Edith Gungluware, as to why she supported George Manawea. We are coming to it. If she will support George Manawea again, if she will be running in the great county of Nimba to replace Prince Johnson and her take on the Prince Johnson death. Let me bring in my dear brother Gibson Jerry. Welcome to the show, brother Gibson.
Thank you very much. Let me ask a few questions. I'm not propagandist like you. So if my question go right, don't because you already noticed you can also gonna school that Madam Ware, from the
The
beginning of
man
this
comes from a specialized institution.
yeah, we all are going to be researching. He tells us we're researching, see whether we can go there. From the beginning of the government, we saw misstep. We saw the inauguration money being misused. We saw the old man wearing clothes that almost killed him at the inauguration, something that was too heavy for him on the 93-degree hot sun. We saw the asset recovery team making a lot of mistakes, taking people's stuff and not being able to execute it legally. We saw too many mistakes happening in the first 10 months of his administration. Is this something that you are talking about when you say he's not ready, he's not able to run his government? Do you think he has his finger on his skill?
So, there's this saying all of the time that an opposition party is always a government in waiting. And in the process of waiting, you set tenders. Your platform is actually a policy statement, things that you're going to do.
Mhm.
You may not have the detail of how you're going to do it, but at least you have a roadmap. You say these are the things I'm going to do. And then when you get there, you put the kinds of people in position that will help you execute those things that you promised during the campaign. Um, and so you've listed a lot that I even completely forgot about, the asset recovery, for instance, and all of these the border on rule of law. Any country, Gibson, any country, any society, any community that does not prioritize the rule of law, that country, that society is bound to fail. It can be the Sharia law, it can be any kind of law, it can be democratic governance, but the set rules must be applied and must be followed. When they are not followed and with impunity, and people try to, bypass the actual process, that country will suffer. That's what happening to Liberia. This government needs to prioritize the rule of law. It needs to make it its foundation. And it starts from the top. You know, in Liberia, we say the fish gets rotten from the top. And precisely in our system, our people respect leaders. That's why we mimic what leaders do. Even the close leaders where we want to wear them because we idolize them. And so the leader must have their priorities straight and it must be based on the rule of law. So I think this is the major and one of the greatest weakness of this government, not respecting the rule of law.
Let me ask the second question. We saw also during this administration, they told us that 285 yellow machine was coming, and according to the president, that process did not go through the PPCC, but he expected that LRA was going to pay for it. The commerce minister resigned because of a vehicle that was given to him by the LRA boss. And the LRA boss is still there while the commerce minister is gone. These things, when you put them together, even though you hope that the government will succeed, which I also hope the government will succeed. If this continues, do we see? Does it send out any message that President Boakai need to do more?
Definitely. There is no if and end about that. The government needs to do more. Specifically, President Boakai needs to do more because this will be his legacy. You know, we're not talking about a 45-year-old president or a 50-year-old president to say, well, I have more time on hand to make corrections. Okay? We're talking about somebody who is up in age. So there needs to be a change. But all of these, like I've said, it borders on rule of law. That should be the foundation. The yellow machines now going through PPCC, that's bypassing the rule of law. That's bypassing what the processes are, the legal process. So all these international bidding processes that are put in place, they're put there as a measure to prevent graft, to prevent corruption, to prevent people using their influences and to bypass what the normal process should be in obtaining this equipment or anything that government will use. I think the code of conduct also even have the amount of money for certain things to be procured, what sort of bidding processes it should pass through. But so you just nail it. I think this government still has a lot of time. But again, political will is front and center. You must have the political will to make a change. If that will is not there, it has to be in it. If it's not something that you already thought about that means so much to you, it's going to be difficult to implement because everything we do in life starts with the thinking, with the thought process. Our thought process can find its way into what we say, and what we say can be actionable. It becomes our action, which then defines, the character of that government, of that individual, and of course, the end result would be, where they end up. So the government needs to demonstrate political will. I will say this quickly as I, pause for Stanton to come in because I can see that he's really ready to jump on. I was listening to President Boakai, I believe it was yesterday, They were just playing a clip on Spoon. And he mentioned that really, it sunk my heart, to be honest. He mentioned that he went to Ghana and he saw the progressive change in Ghana. He talked about the development at the community level and how Ghana has changed. And we all say that. I said that myself. When I was going to Liberia in 2005, I passed through Ghana. 2010, when I went to Ghana 5 years later, Ghana was way better than what I saw in 2005. And so when President Parker mentioned that yesterday, I think that was his meeting with the diasporan Liberians, it sung my heart that, wow. So I'm glad that the president sees the transformation in Ghana in no time, and we go there, we enjoy the luxury of Ghana. It's not magic. It is not rocket science. They didn't have to swing any magical wine for things to change. They made a conscientious decision to say that, look, we will change our country. We will provide for our citizens the best. Liberia can do that. And who is better placed to do that? The president who sits at the top, who himself has seen the transformation in Ghana that he's so revered. He can bring that to Liberia. I just
okay. Thank you. I mean, we're going to have a very deep dive and conversation tonight. I'm going to go back to Kev Hassan. Again, we'll come to Representative Nathan. It's always good to have you watch your Spoon Talk and share our program. We want to open the phone line for you to be having the time to ask Madam Edith question, if you have any. Because it's been a long time, since 2023. We don't know after this conversation whether she will come back or whether she will be somewhere in Nimba running to replace.
Any day you want to have me. All right. Any day you want me on your platform,
so, ladies and gentlemen, get your question ready because we will be going to the phone line very soon, but I got to bring in Kev Ahmed Hassan. Now, guess what happened? Madam Edith, before Kev joined in the conversation, we have a situation. We have a big situation. You talk about JMB, the reason why you didn't support him and you would not support him. Why did you support George Manawia?
But it's already clear. That was the situation. So at the time, from the beginning, I supported Councillor Gonglo. You know that. My brother. That's who I supported, and I ran campaign for him. In fact, it was for Councillor Gonglo that I didn't contest in 2023. I said that I want to support my brother. I can't be running. That would distract me from supporting him. I want to put my all in his campaign. So I put who I wanted to be.
You tried. You know very well that your brother couldn't win.
Yeah,
so
but
you know very well that your brother couldn't win, though.
Stanton, who I wanted to be president of Liberia was I won't say Gonglo. When Liberian people said, no, we don't want you, but we want one of these two, they became a choice. It became like a choice between the two. So we didn't have multiple. So between President Weah and current President Parker, I felt, look, let's stick with where we are. President Weah only has 6 more years. So I made a decision to support President Weah.
All right, so I'm not the election gone. You made a decision to support President Weah, knowing very well that your brother was supporting President Bouaka, his VP, who is now the EPA director, the executive director. They all went for President Joseph Yima Bouaka. It's a good thing. Where is the red pickup truck that was given to you by CDC and George Manawia?
Let me just say this to you. That's the beauty of
Did you vote for John Manawia because of the pickup truck? Did you support John Manawia because of the 50,000? I mean, what's going on? Tell us the story. Where's the pickup truck?
Stanton.
You told me to ask any question. You told me to ask any question.
I told you to ask any question, but I want to say this to you. We live in these United States of America. You can get even 2026 car if you want to, right? Anybody. As long as you have a good job and you have a good credit, you can get that. So to say that for car I supported somebody is insulting.
But it's a fair question, Madam Edith.
Yeah, I just want to put that out there. That is insulting. Did I bring that car to America? I'm sitting here.
Madam
But
Edith, Madam Edith,
I
with
still
the
buy
election, people
components
said
for my
you are
car.
voting for Joe Ware because of Pikachu. Can you
No.
just erase these rumors? That I mean, if you
So-
don't want me to ask you certain question, then let me know. I will step aside.
No. Go ahead and ask your question. But I'm just trying to disabuse the minds of people who would think. And again, I don't blame them. It comes from a culture that does not go for what in their mind is good, but go for the here and now, and a very materialistic culture.
You know, I respect you. You know, I respect you, but we have to ask the question and move on.
Yeah,
Madam Edith, this is the one-on-one. We have to just have everything open. It's an open discussion, nothing personal. You know, I love you. And you can tell the people, though, I was one of those in your corner when you were running. I contributed because I favored you at the time. I don't know what I will favor you right now in 2029.
Oh,
but notwithstanding, let's move
on. Disclaimer. He said, okay, because at the time he gave a contribution, he said, don't tell anybody that I help you.
Look at that. You couldn't tell the people. You told Kev, so I had to bring it up because I was Kev was about to say. He texted me, I had to bring it up quick.
Okay. But I just want to say that you said, boss, your own secret. After you told me, don't tell anybody, and I'm very loyal abiding. You know, I keep people's confidence.
They must say, they didn't know that we have that special relationship. But again, I have to ask you the people's question. This is what the show is about. Kev Hassan.
Let me say this is one of the things I feel good having on the show today is to see Edith Gonglo and Nathan. We're talking about professional, decent people from Nimba. You guys are the face of Nimba, and you know, Madam Edith and Nathan. You guys are very decent human being, and you guys are the face of Nimba. I'm proud to share, platform with you guys. But let me say this, you know, uh, over almost 30 years ago, I joined. I support the Republican Party because I'm a pro-life, and I I don't want Democrat policy to succeed. I don't, because I'm a Republican, and I stand by that. And during the time I was a Republican, a lot of African people, including my mother, was like, "Oh, my son, you're gone bad. You're against black people." But because I believe in the policy of the Republican, I post on Facebook, and I'll continue to post it. I want Joe Buckeye to fail. I do want him to fail. The reason I want him to fail is because I don't believe in his policy. His policy of removing the speaker, I don't believe in his policy. His policy of closing UL for almost a year, I don't believe in it. A policy of going against tenure position, even the Supreme Court rule, I don't believe in it. I don't believe in a policy of wrecking the Constitution. I don't believe in his policy of not listening to the Supreme Court. So I want him to fail. So I think if we say Joseph Human Buckeye should succeed, Liberia will fail. The reason I'm saying this, because what brought us into the anarchy that we lose a beautiful country and put us 100 years back, even though they told us back then, if we fight war, we'll go 100 years back, is because the rule of law were abandoned. It was suspended. If you love Liberia, Madam Edith Gonglo and Nathan and everybody on the platform, you should wish for Joseph Yuma Buckeye to fail because of his policy. We don't want a policy that will remove a speaker that is not going through the process. You can remove a speaker
So let's listen to them and see whether they will listen to you. You want them to tell you that.
I will ask my question.
Yeah. No, that question you're telling them, you're making a good point that you believe it, that you want them to agree with you. Let's see whether they will agree with you. We have a last show.
That's why I'll ask.
Let's see whether they agree with you, Kev.
That's why I'll ask the question. I'm going to my question. Now. At this moment, right, we agree Jose Human Burka should come up outright. It's perfectly okay to say, I don't want Speaker Kufa. I will not go against that because a government will want the speaker because the government has an agenda. And that agenda, the speaker should go by it. So I don't care. My president has his own speaker. I don't care if you don't want the Speaker Kufa. Perfectly okay. But we are talking about the process. The process. Do you want a president to succeed with that kind of process? To remove a speaker illegally? That's the Liberia you want for him to succeed? This is to you and to Nathan. Nathan, we saw what happened in the state.
Let Madam Edith go first. She's the guest.
Yeah, it's to you and Nathan. Please answer that.
Okay, thank you, Kev. When you ask the question, but it depends what you term as success. For me, a success of a regime or leadership, political leadership success, is when the people that are governed, their needs are met. When the things that will set the country on the right path are done. I was very emphatic and clear from the very get-go. I said the 1 year has not been well spent. The rule of law has been compromised. However, we hope that this government will shift. We hope that this government will change direction from violating our legal processes and legal system to respecting the law. If they do that, of course, then they're on the path to success. Because if you allow the law to function and to work, when people can believe in their court system again, they can trust the system again, then policies that are implemented and laws that are enacted will be implemented in a way that the citizens will be satisfied and will be happy, even if not all of them. So for me, a success of a government is the success of my brother or my sister where in Glaizopie, who does not have road to drive her bitter ball to Saclipia market. But if the government can make road to Glaizopie, that's success of the government. And that success directly impacts my sister. I want that kind of success. If the government can implement or can enforce the laws on the books, when people are killed, they are held accountable. I mean, the accusers or the culprits are brought to the face the full weight of the law. If that happens, then the government is succeeding. But that success will directly impact the people. That's the Liberia I want. So yes, I want this government to change course. I want this government to change course for my brothers and sisters. I'm in America, I'm fine. But those who are there may not be fine. And the only system they have to ensure that their life goes on well is the governmental system that we have. The government controls everything. The government ensures that education, look at what's happening to the University of Liberia. I want that to change. I don't want it to be perpetuated because it will affect the education of those that are dear to me. So to answer your question, Kev, I want the government to succeed because I want my people to be well fed. I want my people to fed well. I don't want to be wishful, like, oh, okay.
My second question will be a follow-up.
Wait. Thank you, Madam Edith. And I like the last line. You are not hateful. Through this difficult time, you wish well because of the sake of your people. that young nephew, that young niece, that grandma and grandpa, the people that depend on the government. You want the government to succeed. If the government succeed, they will succeed. And thank you for educating Kev Hassan tonight. Nathan, welcome to you. We're not going to represent Nathan. Let's go to the, you ask your second question, and I think wisdom will help my brother Kev on this show.
Yes, Kev, thank you for the question. I mean, Kev, your point of this government to fail. The role of a government is to support its people. That's the primary role of a government. We can have our policies differences, but the primary role of every government is the sustainability of its citizen. Just yesterday, I was at a funeral, and we're at the repast. I was walking, and somebody called me and said, "Hey, hey, Rep, how you doing?" I said, "Good." I said, "Oh, well, I saw you on Spoon. You guys are discussing about like our national issues and every other thing else. So, what is the importance of like this national issue? Why do you go there?" So then I asked him, I said, "What do you mean, me?" He said, "Yeah, you specifically. Why do you go there?" So, my response was like, there is no one Liberian that is better than the other Liberian. And so, what do you mean by that? I said, look, my role, my primary role, the things that burn internally in me is for that little girl, little boy that was in Fiamma, that's in Claratown, that's in Sanicolo, that's in Ganta, that's in Vanjama, that's in Greenville, that's in Harper, that's in Zedru, should be able to get up in the morning and have something to eat. A parent, a father get up in the morning, a mother get up in the morning to have an opportunity to give to their children. A child will get up and go to school and leave school and come to have a better education, the quality of life in our country. We always say the American dream. People should always come in the diaspora. We should come abroad to have the American dream. What's about living in our own country to have the Liberian dream? This is why we want this government to succeed. Because if this government succeed, the Liberian people will succeed. The quality of life in Liberia will succeed, irrespective of like which political party you are affiliated with. It's Liberia first. It's always my primary role, my primary goal, my objective. Liberia is first. Education. Look, when I was in Liberia just a few months ago, I went to an elementary school right around like the Oro area. I walk in the elementary school and I asked, "Is this a school building?" And say yes. And that building had nurseries. It took about 3, 4, 5 years old babies. I want that to change. I want this administration to change that. And the opportunity is there for them to change that for them to succeed. Because when this happens, the quality of life for our people in Liberia will change. And when the quality of life of our people in Liberia change, that is the Liberian dream that we preach about. We don't have to come across here to be successful. We can stay in Liberia and our country is successful. We can have the best education system. We had it before. Liberia used to be the dream of Africa, that beacon in West Africa. People used to flood within our country. Where are we today? Can we go back there? Yes, we can go back there. It's hope. And by hoping that President Boyka would change his tie, definitely. I'm one of the one that plan to make sure, like, if I would help President Boyka to change his tie because of our Liberian people, I would do that. Because of it's not about President Boyka. It's about us. I think about myself. What my sister Edith will tell you. When we were growing up, we think about yourself. You know, when we get up in the morning. And this is the internal fire that burning in me for my people in Liberia, for this government to succeed, because people, no child should go to bed hungry. No parent should get up in the morning, don't know what to do to put food on the table for their kids. That's why I want this government to succeed.
Thank you very much, Representative
I,
Nathan.
I just wanted to also throw in Stanton, if I may, that to Kev and to everyone else who's listening, the reason we critique leaders, the reason we critique governments is because we want them to change for the good of the citizens. You don't critique government because you want to critique them or because you just find pleasure in critiquing or condemning what they do. These public outcries, the reason people have protests is because they want change. They're yearning for change so that change will benefit the population. And so that is the reason why we are saying we are looking at President Bwaka and hoping that 2025, what we saw in 2024 will not play in 2025. And I know even there are UP partisans that I know that have quietly said to me, I'm extremely disappointed. I've gotten calls from Nimba, people who differ with us just a year ago. Some of them inbox me and say, Mama, I called to say I'm sorry. I posted something on Facebook, but I'm so sorry, forgive me. A guy in America here who is a UP partisan, who insulted me on Facebook because I didn't support UP. He knelt down and said, Mama, please forgive me. So if these are happening with the partisans, it's because they want change. So we are all singing the same song. We want change for the good of the country. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Madam Edith. Kev, your second question.
Yeah, I listened to Honorable Nathan and Edith Congo.
Where, please?
Ingo Congo, where? Let me say this. You're saying
Don't worry, Mr. Ware, will not be mad.
I will call you after the show. Sorry, but let me say this, right? You're saying you're disappointed. You're saying the country is not on the right track. I'm saying the same thing. The policy, they're not on the right track. What I am saying, the policy of this government should not succeed. I want it to fail. I want the Liberian people to succeed. The policy of the government, because we all agree, you agree, Madam Edith, you agree that the country is not in the right track. It's not going well. But the reason why country is not going well is because the policy that they put in place. So I'm attacking that policy. The policy they put in place should not succeed. So I want Joseph Yuma Boka policy to fail. I, Kev Hassan, want Joseph Yuma Boka to fail because of this policy.
So thank you, Kev. Let's make some progress here. You just said the same thing you said before. And,
no, I want to ask my question now. My second question.
Madam Edith, we got to go. Kev, we'll come back to you. Kev, we'll come back to you. I beg you. Madam Edith and Brother Nathan, Representative Nathan, they have just told you the importance for government succeeding because of people. I beg to move on.
Question, I want them to answer that.
Kev, I beg to move on. Kev,
what
I
I'm
beg
saying
to move
is,
on. Kev, tell me move on. We are hosting the guests and the contributing panelists. Let me move on, please. Listen, Madam Edith, we asked a question. Why I couldn't support George Manawea? Because I believe George Manawea didn't perform well. I believe given another 6 years, George Manawea was going to destroy Liberia. But each and every way, I was hopeful that maybe he would realize that the country was declining. I was hopeful that maybe he would spend 48 days out of the country to watch his son play soccer while the Liberian people was dying in abject poverty. I was hopeful that maybe he would have called his ministers and directors and speak about massive corruption that destroyed our country, while in the eyes of the poor people, they were building mansions and skyscrapers. I was hopeful that George Manuel was going to wake up one morning and say, enough is enough. We have looted enough. We have stolen enough. It's time to feed the Liberian people, and it's time to do better. I was hopeful. I met President Weah over 5 hours. We did. I told President Weah what I felt like. Your Minister of Finance was the worst looter in the history of Liberia. Samira Wolokoli comes next. And all of you guys in government, they were destroying our country. Mysterious death, auditor dying. We wrong with that story. The people bought it, Representative Nathan, because George Weah had enough time to change course. But he didn't. I was hopeful that he was going to do it for the Liberian people. I couldn't support George Weah. These are many other reasons I couldn't support George Weah. But I was hopeful that he had a chance. So I like what you said, Sister Edith, that you are hopeful that maybe President Boyka, with the experience of 42 years, 50 years, he will realize at some point that those he brought in government, some of them are destroying the country. And that's my cries, Madam Edith. That's why I come on the show every day. And when I speak to President Boyka in the back, we have our own conversation. So I agree with you, Nathan. The university shouldn't be shut down for 1 year. Thank God we have a president now. Maybe they are opening next Monday, not tomorrow. Maybe they will come on track. That's what we talk about, hope. And that's why we are hopeful. But to say I want the government to fail only because I want my men to come and take over. You are from Sierra Leone, you're not from Liberia. Or Liberian that went through the war, that have family in Liberia, will always wish for that wish is right for the people of Liberia. So let me ask you my question, Madam Edith Gongloe. Are you running? Will you be running for the vacancy?
Stanton, I think we've had. I'm not muted. You hear?
No, I will ask you my question. So I'm saying, are you running, or will you be running for the vacancy that just came about on the passing of Prince Johnson? Will you be running for that seat, Madam Edith?
Look, Stanton, it's just that you want to ask questions because you want to ask. We've had these conversations. First,
but it was in the back. Let's bring it on the show now.
I'm a traditional cultural woman. The culture I come from, when somebody dies, you wait until the person is buried. And the culture dictates that when the person is buried, a question is asked. If, for instance, it's a husband that died and the wife leaves behind, then the wife people will ask the husband people, who is here for our daughter to live with? Put it simply, you don't talk about replacement at all culturally until the person is buried. So to the extent that people are talking about replacement, it just beats my cultural imagination that this is unheard of. It just means that politics has made us so inhumane.
It's just been for different culture, Mama. You know, the children born today, right? They're part of that culture thing. So just tell us, you will run for the seat after you're buried. No, Madam Edith. So in the next 2 weeks, Madam Edith, by God's grace, Prince Johnson will be buried. We against them with the family. Again, then you have to come back on the show. Simple put. Will you be ready for the seat, or you want us to wait 2 more weeks?
You know how we say when we reach that bridge, we will cross it? Right now, what is very important to me is the befitting burial and funeral services of the former senator. because they're going to have services in Monrovia and then different parts of Nimba, Ganta, Saklipe, Baum, and Campley, I believe. So what is important is to make sure that those services or those programs go on successfully. The government fully.
Will you be attending the funeral? Will you be attending the funeral ceremony?
By the grace of God, yes, we have to give our senator his last, respect.
So you're on your way to Liberia.
I'm going to attend the funeral. Definitely, by God's grace, I'm going to be there. But
Okay.
so for me, that is what is important right now, and that is the focus of the entire.
We hear you. Listen, every journalist will ask you the question. You will come up with the same answer, but guess what? Prince Johnson will be buried, and you will still be here, and we'll still ask you the question again. So it's only fair.
Now, at that time, it would be appropriate to ask that question.
I'm sorry if I'm understanding. Are you Mano or you Gio?
I hate to talk these tribal things because that's
we have to, Mama. Let's tell ourselves from there. Let's have some good conversation. I don't know whether you Mano or whether you Gio.
What does that have acronym?
I will tell you. Are you Mano or you Gio?
I'm a Nimba.
No. Brother Nathan Bia, are you Mano or you Gio?
Why can't we leave these things?
Anything here, Bia, like you.
No, we cannot. We have to ask the question. I'm asking you, Ma Edith, whether you're Mana or whether you're Gio, or whether you're both parents from one or the other. It's simple put. Are you Mana or you Gio? I will tell you after you answer. I will tell you after you answer my question.
I'm not interested in those things.
Well, there's somebody got to help us understand whether Madam Edith is from the Gio side or the Mano side. Hey, please, somebody says she's Mano. Okay, so my question is, was Prince Johnson Mano or Gio? Jerome, you better general in the same rank of ages. Was Prince Johnson Mano or Gio?
Johnson is Gio. Nathan Bia is Gio.
Okay, I'm saying Prince Johnson. The reason why I'm saying whether Madam Edith is Mano or Gio is because Prince Johnson being Gio, and the next Senator Yan Twine, is he Gio or Mano?
Twine should be Mano.
Nathan, is it Gio or Mano? He's Mano?
Yes.
So you cannot have two Mano people. So therefore, Madam Edith Gonglo, where I'm going to predict that she will not be running. If she's Mano, then Nathan, Yan Twine is Mano. Then what they put in the Gio people? I don't think this way. No, Madam Edith, you don't want to talk about trial, Madam Edith.
Madam Edith, you just said your brother Nathan here, you grew up together. He's a Gio man. It doesn't matter in Nimba who Gio, who Mano. You guys are all Nibadians.
Exactly.
You guys are all Nibadians.
Yeah, this is why you're my brother.
Yes, he's your brother, and you grew up together. That is you're two right now.
We eat from the same bowl.
Let me use my last question, Cap. Say what you want to say, right?
No, it doesn't matter, Senator.
Okay, let me finish that. Yeah, Kev, let me finish that back to you. Nima Kwado, me Nima we won. We understand. Prince Johnson tried to teach me Mano and Gio all the time when we talk. But I will say this on the show, Cap. Representative Hassan Benedict can be watching and share and be posted on our business. The Nima people, once Edith Gonglo Way is from the Mano tribe, and you already have a Mano senator, the next senator must be a Gio senator. The how I have observed this politics in Nima, there's no division. You guys can sit here and play this little game and either know exactly. But hold on now, Kev. You talk when you hear Joseph Baka. Let's put your assessment by. Let's talk some serious here. So Kev, let's put your assessment. Let me make my point. You will make Kev, you will make your point. Don't interrupt my time. I'm begging you. So my point is that, Madam Edith, my point is that at the end of the day, you must have three things will happen. And I want to leave it with you. One, you either have a Mano senator, a Gio senator, or a Madingo senator. Other than that, you would not have one person like my brother Nathan from both Mano and Gio. Maybe he will be running. Nathan, are you going to like, bro, will you jump in the race? Let me ask you now. Because
Well,
you're man from Mano, you're power from Gio. Will you jump this race, Nathan?
thank you for the question. But we're again traditionally, once we laid our senior senator and my, you know what, he always used to call me his son, or laid him to rest, that's when we get into the discussion. But until then, traditionally, we cannot, and with the elders and everything, we cannot, we
I
always
forgot you
have to
guys are
follow
brother
our
and
tradition.
sister. You guys are brother and sister. I forgot.
Yeah, family.
No, but on a serious note, I think
Jerome
Staton
will
has
tell you that.
I think Staton has a point. It is a very sticky decision. If Yan Twain being a senator and Madam Ware goes into the race, they can only think, oh, but we can get two minor senators. You know, you might go in the race, but
So guys,
definitely the
guys,
decision be, oh, we can get two minor senators. But Coca is Gil, is Prince Johnson, nephew, Prince Johnson's sister's son. So he's in the race. And another Gil guy is also in the race. So, I mean, Saturn may
What
have
about Garrison Yedo? Garrison Yedo.
Garrison Yedo is also Gil, and he's in the race. But it's going to be fair game if Garrison Yedo and Coca are in the race, because then that's Gil. If any of them win, that's Gil. So we'll have one Gil senator, one minor senator. I don't think we'll have Madingo senator and Crown senator. I think it's very far away because the population not too big. So we still pray that the population will grow and become that, but Musa Benedict is fighting hard. I'm not sure if he's going to succeed.
okay. I wanted to throw this in, like, to say after the senator is laid to rest, we're going to be providing some political education to this platform and to the Liberian people. But until then, I want you to hold your views as it is, because I don't want to go against what I know in my mind that culturally is inappropriate. I don't want to do that. But your understanding of the politics and dynamics of Nimba is a little flawed. And I don't blame you because you're not from there. And also, it doesn't take into consideration the tenets of democracy. So we'll leave it as that. After the funeral, when I come from Liberia, invite me on the show and we'll come here to provide more.
Oh, you don't listen. You don't even have to say I will invite you on the show, because it's really important for you to say. I want us to change course real quick. We have some regional problem, Madam Edith. You been around the black. Maybe you can help us. One, what do you think? Do you still believe we have two speakers?
It's a sticky question. Legally, Fonati Kofa remains the speaker because he has not been legally removed. But politically, we have a speaker that has been endorsed by the president and therefore endorsed by our foreign partners. It's a little troubling. So it depends which one has more weight. In this case, we are in a political space, and the executive has a lot of power in any country, not just Liberia. It's just that Liberia's power is exercised differently. Just like my little brother said here, sorry, the Honorable Bia said here, um, like what happened right here in Congress when Donald Trump wanted them to meet uh, Speaker Johnson. What did he do? He just picked the phone and called his senators. I mean his congressmen, his representatives, and say, "This is who I want." That tells the power of the presidency. Nobody wants to go against their president. So what did they do? They all fell in line. In our case, I don't know if the president tried and didn't succeed and decided, okay, since I can succeed with my representatives to convince them, we'll do anyway, the way we feel like doing it, it's a little troubling. But again, to answer your question, Speaker Kofa is the legal speaker of the House of Representatives.
The what become of Speaker Kuhn?
Speaker Kuhn is who the government wants. So again, it comes back to the same thing we've been talking about, the rule of law. If we want to sidestep the rule of law and think that we can have a functioning, wholesome society by doing that, which I doubt, but if that's what the government wants to do, and if that's what is okay with the Liberian population, okay. But I think it's not okay with any society. The only fulcrum, the thing that holds us together as a nation, is the rule of law. And if that rule of law is tempered with, if that rule of law is undermined, the existence of the country and the functionality of government itself is undermined. So you can't have your cake and eat it.
How long? So Madam Edith.
At the same time.
So we're going to be bringing Chief Cyril Allen on the show. He's joining us shortly. Madam Edith, please don't you leave, because it will be a good tag team to have both of you. How long would this go on for? And Representative Nitton, how long? For that you say I'm not resigning. Let's put the joke aside now, right? For that you say I'm not resigning. You must bring your 49 to remove me. President Boaga said I have my speaker. The senators, they are saying, well, the president says you have a speaker, we support that speaker. The Chief Justice cannot come out right now to be very clear as to the information declaration. So indirectly, they are supporting President Boaga as speaker. At the end of the day, it's 3-1. How long will this drag on for? Yes, my question. This morning, the Ghanaian transitional team sent an invitation to Fonati Kofa, inviting him as speaker for Fonati Kofa to attend the inaugural ceremony scheduled for the 7th. Fonati folks ran with it. Joseph Boaga is on his way to Ghana tomorrow morning. Where's Jeremiah Kuhn's invitation? They had to make a phone call. A quick diplomatic exchange is what happened. This afternoon, the Ghanaian transition team sent Jeremiah Kuhn his own letter. Just imagine today.
Richard Kuhn.
Sorry, Richard Kuhn. Thank you. Send Richard Kuhn his own letter. Representative Nathan. At the end of the day, is that what's going to happen around the region? That one country will recognize Fonati Kofa, then later on they will say, we're sorry, your president said we will recognize Richard Kuhn. I mean, what's going on in the real diplomatic, civilized society? Is this a disgrace or is it just a reality? Representative Nathan Bia, talk to me.
Thank you for that. So my sister Edith had set the premise already for the question you just asked. So legally and politically, what's going on? So there were two things right now to your question where, the executive right now, right? Again,
coming out.
Oh, you want me to put a Gio there?
No.
Oh,
you're not Gilman, but it was.
Well, let us see, I'll make you. So look, here it said the actual problem to your answer, right? Your question he asked to resolve this problem. As the speaker sitting right now of Speaker Kofa, and you have Richard Kuhn. and the executive have endorsed Richard Kuhn as president. The Senate has also endorsed Richard Kuhn as speaker, right? The Ghanaian right now, so it's going to be like regional watch, right? And once the executive, like my sister said, once the executive went on and confirmed and said, yes, Richard Kuhn is the speaker. Every other thing is, nationally right now, there's going to be Richard Kuhn. However, I think I don't think this is complicated at all at this point in time. I think right now, this is when the leadership comes in. And President Boycott, I think President Boycott and his code of and his advisors, this is when you go and you start to meet with those people that that's in the lower house. Look, there is no secret. That's why I say there is no secret that the leadership wants a Richard Kuhn to be speaker. So let's go and say and have meeting with them. Whatever we have to do, and sit with Kofa and this code and this representative just for this to work, just turn this tide and for us to move forward. I think that's when the president and his code advisor needs to do, because Richard Kuhn moving forward, the budget was just passed. The budget was just passed, and moving forward, the executive going to be working with Richard Kuhn and to move forward. Legally, yes, Kofa is there, but this is when I call Kofa, sit with him, and not the president sending anyone. Let the president meet with Kofa and the school officer and have a discussion. And for this not to linger and for us to finish with this and just move forward, because if not, this will keep lingering over and over. And how long we're going to go? I think it's a time look, this is what leaders are made. And the advisors around the president should go to the vice president, make this very transparent.
To look for what? I beg you, Madam Edith, before you come in, to call him for what? To ask him to resign?
Resign. Look, there's no secret.
But he said no, Nathan. He said he's not.
So, yeah, okay, well, Nimba, but look, so there's a whole different stuff. Look, it's politics is also, you got whether or not we on a different opposing political party, we still have to respect each other and embrace each other, right? But not because this person is from the different political party, so I don't know how we're going to talk with, how they're going to treat it. No, we are human. Forget about we are human before we even decide which party we want to join, what we want to do. It's the respect. It's the respect. It's dignity, it's respect. Bring the fanatic in and sit and have a serious discussion, and don't send anyone else. You have that discussion with and there's nothing that you're going to discuss with the man. Discuss with him and be firm. Be firm, have that relationship and move forward.
Thank you very much. Madam Edith, if you want to take a piece on that real quick, we're going to bring in our Chief Cyril Allen. We're going to bring in Governor Clinton. It's the second half, folks. Don't you go away. We got about 25 more minutes to go. Then we'll bring in our brother who will talk about the big business idea he has, and that person will be Mr. Duadu after our program. We're going to bring him in. Welcome to the show, Chief Cyril A. Allen. Welcome to the show, and welcome to the show, Councilor Clinton.
Thank you very much, Stanton. Thank you.
You are muted, Chief Allen. You are muted.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you. Welcome to the show, sir.
You're asking me, okay.
Thank you very much. Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Allen. Okay, so you asked me, right, Stanton?
Yes, Madam Edith.
I think this is a serious national embarrassment. It is an embarrassment that for the Ghanaian transitional team to send a letter to Kofa and then the president had to call to say, how about Kuhn? It's an embarrassment. You know why? That means that You think the Ghanaian government has not been following what's going on? But they're following the right path, that legally this man has not been removed. He's still the speaker. I think they did that to send a message. It's a wake-up call. It's disrespectful to Liberia. And you ask whether this is going to linger on. You know, it's almost like you spill the water and you can't gather it all. You just can't. I think President Boakai, the way the entire situation was handled was just pure wrong. And it's sending a signal of a weak administration to our regional partners. It's not good for Liberia that he had to send 2 invitations. If you ask me, that's what I feel. I think it was disrespect to the administration of President Boakai, to the extent that the Ghanaian transitional team knows that there has been this quagmire in the legislature. There has been this confusion over the speakership. There has been a situation where they have one black calling itself the majority black being holed up in a hotel. We have the Ghanaian embassy right there in Monrovia. They feed their country with the information so they know exactly what is happening in Liberia. We are not living in a, in a cocoon or whatever. We live in a global village. Everyone knows what happens to the next, village quarter. So as a quarter of this global village, the others are aware. I think this was bad for us in terms of image, and image is everything. They're not respecting what is happening. I think the Ghanaian government from the very get-go does not respect this government, which is sad. Something needs to happen.
Okay, so let me.
Just give me 10 seconds.
I'm coming to you, Jerome. Jerome, 1 minute. I'm coming to you. I'm coming to you. I just want to squeeze Madam Edith a little bit with this thing. So, Madam Edith, and after Jerome will be bringing in the Chief Cyril Allen, the letter was sent to Yombly December 31st. I want us to take note of the date. The letter was sent to Senator Yombly Kanga Lawrence to pro tem December 31st. Now, the letter that was sent to her, she, in America, she couldn't make it. She sent in Darius DeLong, Daba Vabala, and Senator Chi. They're going to be representing her. Okay, we put that aside. Today, they sent a letter to Richard Kuhn. I want to give you the chance again to talk to me, Madam Edith. December 31st, Yombly got her letter. 2024. Today, Richard Kuhn got his letter. I do not want to put Fonati letter up because we have not been authorized to do so, but Fonati got his letter around the time Yombly got hers. What does tell you, Madam Edith?
So I just went off, my statement right now was directly related to the premise you laid or the information you provided. You said that Fonati was giving a letter, and then the president called and said, how about Kuhn? If what you said is what happened, then I'm saying that the Ghanaian transitional team or the incoming government treated our government with some level of, I want to say disrespect, but to send a message, to make a point that what you're doing is illegal. That's why they sent Fonati the letter. You think they don't know that Fonati, the majority black, had announced that they already have a speaker and they passed the budget and the budget was accepted by the Senate and all of that? They're aware of that because you have the Ghanaian embassy right there. But to ignore all of that and send a letter to Fonati speaks volume. Is to send a message that Liberia, you have to tread on the legal path. And what you're doing is outside of the legal framework for removing speakers. I think it was that message they sent. And whether they send another letter now to Kuhn, the damage is done. The message is sent.
So yes, the issue, the information that Fonati gave, I'm going to address it. Let me go to Gibson. We are receiving information because people watching the show, and we can give this big breaking news today. That's the reason why. What they have to release, they cannot release it. I will come back with this story. This is getting interesting. Somebody is lying. Somebody is telling the truth. While politicians making up story, I want to bring in my brother Gibson Jerry. From there, we're bringing Chief Cyril Allen, Governor Clinton, the lawyer, and the representative from District Number 7, Bond County, for the E family. Gibson, talk to us.
I'm not going to waste Chief Cyril Allen. I'm wishing to hear from him very quickly. So the question, my statement is a question. The Ghanaians, if they did, the Ghanaians have invited Kofa for inauguration. Why can I say, hey man, you can't do that, man. Man that come, you're saying letter to. If the European Union, the European Parliament send a letter to Kun, inviting him to the European sitting for any official business, will Joseph Boga call and say you're sent for Kunju? If the U.S. inauguration team by Donald Trump, by any means, send a letter to Kun tomorrow morning and say, Kun, come and attend the inauguration. I mean, Kofa, sorry. If the U.S. inauguration team by Donald Trump send a letter today to Kofa and say, come to the inauguration, will you say, boy, call Donald Trump and say, hey, man, I'm a man, I can't you send for him? This, like man, Edith or West said, this is a repudiation. This is a repudiation of the government, the president, and those 43 so-called majority black. They are telling you, you're not acting right. You are in error. You are disrespecting your own laws. You are not in the right place. You are out of character. And so we are telling you that the man that everybody know around the world to be studio is Kofa. Kofa. It is a shame. And if this is true, I wish to see that letter. Send it to me too, man. Let me see that letter. I can't wait to see it.
No, something happening. Something happening. And that's the reason why the Funati camp cannot put up the invitation. And we give that breaking news. We want to say invite all your people on the show. It's getting interesting. Our guest tonight is Madam Edith Gonglowet. Our brother is contributing on the show, Representative Nimba from Raw Outline. And we're also happy to have Chief Cyril Allen. Chief Cyril Allen, welcome to the show, sir. Can you unmute?
Good evening. Good evening to the panelists. I'm very sorry you had invited me to be on earlier, but I could not make it because I had to. I sent you an excuse. But I've been monitoring from my farm, and I would like to just use a few minutes to make my input. I hope I'm clear.
You're loud and clear, sir.
Okay, I'm not addressing the issue of the Ghanaian invitation. I'm stamping from the original base of the discussion, which had to do with the comments made by Madam Gonglo. I'm happy that she made those comments that our President Boka has experience, a lot of experience from previous administrations, and have watched the economy of Liberia go up and go down. And he has the experience and must use this experience to govern. Having said that, I would like for our president to remember certain things and for Liberians to also remember our country as it has been. We want Liberians to understand that Liberia, people keep saying Liberia is a poor country. Liberia has very rich natural resources, and that have been demonstrated over the years. And I'm saying this because I'm certain that President Bokai has the experience, having worked in government for more than all of us, for 40-something years. And I think he should use his experience and his wisdom and lead our country in the right direction. First of all, I think he should take the leadership of the country. He must demonstrate firm leadership and take control of our country. and try to put us on the right trajectory. I want to remind President Boakai and all Liberians that Liberia must proceed to mechanize gold and diamond. We must get diamond drilling machines and gold processing plants in our country and begin to process our natural resources into semi-finished and finished products. I want our national legislature also to review and revisit most of these concessions in our country with the aim of getting much more for Liberia in contemporary times. I also want the president and his leadership to recognize that Liberia have 300 miles of coastal waters, and that there's a lot of provision, and there are mechanized electronic radar fishing boats and processing vessels that can transform our lobster and shrimp into exportable commodities. Actually, years ago in 1978-79, when we were in graduate school in Switzerland, we the supermarket and buy shrimp and lobster processed on board by Maserado group of companies. They had over 40 trawlers packaging. I want our government to also note that Liberia have 33 million acres of timber forests. We have the largest rainforest in sub-Saharan Africa that is conducive for selective mining, selective reforestation, and the establishment of giant sawmills and plywood and veneer plants to process our timber for export. During the Taylor administration, there was a $33 million timber and plywood and veneer plant in Buchanan, Grand Bassa County, exporting plywood to neighboring countries and to some Asian countries. We also want to refresh President Boakai's memory about the Lofa County Agricultural Development Project, the Bong County Agricultural Development Project, and the County Agricultural Development Project that were the breadbasket of Liberia, where you have thousands of Liberians working and producing agricultural commodities for export also and for use in our local market. We want to refresh our memories that Liberia coffee and cocoa was being sold futures by Van Edgars and Stute and Salomon Brothers in Great Britain on the stock market. These are some of the things that we want to remind President Boakai about. Maybe that can refresh his memory so that he can put in his policy these aspects of using our natural resources to generate sufficient revenue to support our national economy and build our infrastructure and roads. These are some of the things I wanted to bring out in this discussion tonight, because that's what it's centered around, the quality of leadership. We cannot have weak leadership in our country now, especially with the type of experience Bongo mentioned that President Boakai has. He must refresh his memory and understand that Liberia is a wealthy nation.
We hope to have you on a regular discussion and a regular edition that we can go, because we just cannot discuss this on the surface. It's very important for us to tap into them one at a time. We got 11 more minutes, to go, and it's good that you're saying that you would like to come back tomorrow, whenever. Let's get involved into the agriculture. I know you really wanted to come on, but you got caught off with unexpected meeting schedule today. So therefore, we will invite you whenever you can. We have to get deeper into this kind of conversation for the sake of our country. But it's good to see you.
We want to insist on that we refresh the memories of our leader to understand that there's a lot of value that can be added to our country instead of depending on international aid and foreign support. To look at this very important subject matter as a means of generating revenue to support our economy and stop playing around with the violation of the laws and all that in our country. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Chief Cyril Ali. As always, it's good having you. Let's find a time during the week that you can come and let's talk about the current event of our country and moving the country forward in different disciplines, especially agriculture. We really appreciate your time, sir.
Thank you very much.
Yes,
thank
you
for calling. So CEO, you're not allowed to ask Cyril Allen to refresh his memory too?
No. When he come back to have the general conversation, then we can
Because I
talk.
remember that man refreshing one, ask him to refresh his own memory. To ask him,
Go make laws. Go to the House of Representatives. Go make laws. Leo here.
We want to welcome every one of you. Let's get into
you know, this show here is intended for us to share ideas. Stop.
Go make laws. I
Stop.
mean, Leo here today. Go make laws.
All right. And again, me law in there.
All right, so let's get into it, guys. Let's just try to mute ourselves. We still got Madam Edith Gonglowe. We still got Nathan Bear. Something is happening. Let me get into it right now. We are receiving information from Ghana. Some folks are friendly with some Liberians from the transition team. And we are receiving information from Liberia, confirming what we are receiving while on the show. Put it real quick, 30 seconds. And I've read it back in a sedition out there. Hey, my man, put it, we can't have you to play music in your bag, my brother. You gotta relocate. I beg you, you gotta relocate. They will give us a copyright issue. I beg you, brother. You gotta relocate. But let me come to you, Kev. Before Madam Edith and my brother Clinton come in, let me come to you. Did Fonati Kofa really receive an invitation?
Yes, that's what I'm getting.
Kev, you are very close to Fonati. Why is he not sharing his invitation?
And at this moment, I think that is prerogative, but I think that's what I'm getting at this moment.
Did he tell you that he received invitation?
That's what I'm getting.
From him?
That's what I'm getting.
Okay, you are confirming. Clinton, I know you're sedition. Let me ask you a straightforward question. We got something, and I'm ready to shoot with what I have, Madam Edith. Please, if you're here to say, take some Tylenol. We're backing you. But Clinton, did Fonati Kofa receive invitation from Ghana transition team?
I don't know. For me, that is insignificant. I don't know why the issue of there are bigger issues other than
insignificant. Gibson, is it insignificant? Why would you say it is insignificant? Because you woke up this morning, Clinton. You are the first to go into the chat room, and you are celebrating Fonati Kofa getting
No, I did not celebrate.
Let me finish. I want all Liberians listening to me. Let's be truthful, Clinton, and people who you to be the gracious sedition on the show.
But I asked a question. Don't misinterpret that what happened. I asked a question.
Did Fonati Kofa receive original official invitation from the Ghanaians transitional team for the inauguration program?
I don't have that information. I don't know whether Natty received an information. If he did receive an information, if Richard can receive an information, look, the only thing I'm going to see
I know you were saying, I'm just asking, I got to go across the board because
I don't have that information.
But did you ask him?
No, I haven't asked.
Did he ask any member of the CDC brigade?
No, I asked that question only in our chat room. Did
they answer you? Did they answer you?
Who?
Did they answer that Fonati received invitation?
I didn't ask anybody from the CDC whether or not Fonati received invitation. I asked that question this morning. Okay, why you ask the question? Were you told that he received invitation that led to you asking the question in the chat room? Like we always do, I have seen some information online about invitation. So I went in the chat and I asked that question. I asked, did so receive? It's also Gibson. Let me fair here with the Liberian people. Gibson, Kev cannot show us one invitation, right? It's embarrassment, right? I asked every sedition out there. I asked every Liberian. Why is Fonati not putting out the invitation he said he received, Gibson?
I am also asking somebody who is very close to Fonati right now. I'm not receiving any information yet. As soon as I get information, I will let you know. Like I let you know yesterday when I got information. But if Fonati did not receive invitation, we need not make news about it because there is sends a bad picture two ways. It shows that we are relying on the Ghanaian government and the transitional team. And it also shows that we are doing negative propaganda, which is always turning.
Yes, the issue, Gibson, Fonati came out. His people came out. Kev Hassan is on the show. They asked it though, and everybody to believe that Fonati received an invitation to go, and currently Fonati is in Ghana.
So, Stanley, you didn't ask me direct question. You want me to respond?
I beg you, Clayton.
I thought you didn't ask me one question. You let me answer the question.
Because I want to give everyone a chance, but I want to run through this real quick. Madam Edith, is this a concern or serious concern that somebody lying? I'm not accusing Fonati.
Look, you know what? Everything we've said here has been based on the information that you said the CDC provided you.
Yes.
And I said here, if the information is true and correct, if the Ghanaian transitional team sent a letter of invitation to Kofa, and then if, according to you, President Baka had to call to say, oh, how about Kun? If that information is true and correct, then it is a slap in the face of this administration and the government. That sends a message. They're trying to send a message. That's what I said. Now that this information you are revealing, that it may not be true, that an invitation was sent to Speaker Kofa, then we want to rescind all of what we said.
So let me who you read it, Madam Edith. Madam Edith, who you read it?
It matters because then listen.
No, I will let you flow, Madam Edith. Madam Edith, I agree with you. I will let you flow. Look at the day that Richard could receive his invitation letter today. Right? It's right there. Today. Why Richard could receive this letter? Is because the Fonati people reached out to all media institutions and said Fonati is on his way on ASCA this morning going to Ghana as per the invitation from the Ghanaian transition team as speaker. Right, Madam Edith? Everybody start running with the story. When we asked for the letter, they say we have the letter. Richard Kum said, I spoke to Richard Kum. I said, what's your letter of invite? Fode is on the show. I reached out to Fode. I said, if you cannot give us letter of invite, then that's a fake news. In less than 2 hours, this thing was in all the media. Richard Kuhn said, the letter is here. I am invited to attend the program. We went back to Fonati camp. We asked Axel in our chat room, the Kev Hassan, the Governor Clinton, everybody in the chat room. As of today, they cannot find one invitation that was sent to Fonati. Honorable for the family. What's you?
So, Stanton, you know, I, for one, as a stakeholder in this country, I usually do not take the likes of Cave and Asido.
Can you get away from the music, please?
I'm not around music. There's no music playing from my background. So, I'm not around music. So it means it should be someone else. I'm not around music, kid.
It's not nobody.
I'm sitting up. Not me.
Hold on 1 minute. We mute you now. Nobody hearing music sound.
It's Liberia. They sing everywhere. They play music everywhere. So
it'll be over. They'll play music for this end. So let me say this to you, Stanton. I, for one, I have never taken Kev and Asido serious. They see Asido and Kev went on the internet, posted that Fode family was before the American embassy. He filed for a visa and he was denied. Kev posted on a page, Asido posted on a page. They were all fake news. These guys are not serious. You don't rely on them. The reality here is that Speaker Kun has been invited to attend the program as the Liberian speaker. So I'm not going to give any importance to what they posted. That was just a mere propaganda by them. And I think it is better you hold their feet to the fire to provide the reliance of their conversation. I don't take them serious. I don't rely on their statement. But the reality has been able to prove them wrong, that the individual in question, they are trying to sell a wrong picture to the world. They are trying to make this situation to look as if it had never existed. You think there's no parliament in the world that is just complete from people having differences of opinion and fighting to ensure that the majority will prevail? There's no parliament in the world that they have not seen this kind of thing. So to say Kev posted, Asido posted, they were all mere propaganda. That's the normal. And you heard Clinton? He said, I saw something on Facebook. The Facebook thing talking about that his friend Kev post and his friend Acid Dope post. These guys are not serious when it comes to serious news. Don't take them serious.
You want me to answer? You want me to answer a question that?
I have a problem with that. I have a problem with the letter.
Yeah,
why was the date with you in hand?
Wait. Brother Gibson, let Clinton go ahead. Clinton, please.
Look, I'm not here to argue about the invitation, whether Kon receive an invitation or whether. Look, if Mr. Kofa receive an invitation and he does not want to disclose that, that's fine. I think the real issues are the issues that Madam Gonglo is discussing. Those are the real issues. That if both of them received invitation, this is an embarrassment to the government. It is a serious embarrassment. If they both receive invitation, it sends a very bad message out there that we don't know what we are doing. And look, and if the invitation, from why did the invitation to the so-called Speaker Kon came so late? Look, whether we like it or not, look, it is not. It wouldn't even be difficult for Kon to get an invitation. Mind you, we already know about the relationship between the incoming president, his brother's relationship between President Waka and Libro. We also know that foreign governments, they have the embassies in our country. They will coordinate with our Ministry of Foreign Affairs. They will coordinate with our political people to send out invitations. So it's not an issue. There's a bigger picture of complete disregard for a rule of law. The message we are sending out there internationally, we are leaving that very important thing to talk about whether or not Speaker Kofa received an invitation. I wouldn't even care if he didn't get an invitation, because with everything that's happened, like from the Supreme Court, from the president.
Why you guys run with this thing? Why you guys run with lies?
I didn't run with anything. I did not run with anything. I have confirmation, and I don't even want to go with this, right?
You got confirmation. You cut yourself short. Explain the true story.
I have confirmation that Speaker Kofa received invitation 100%. Right. I'm not.
What's the invitation? What is the invitation?
If Speaker Kofa don't provide that information to the public, I don't want to be the one yelling all over the place that he received an invitation. It's not for me. I think it's a very minor issue given everything that's happened with the horse crisis to be crying about. The bigger issue, if he did receive an invitation, if Kon receive an invitation, it's an embarrassment to our country, it's an embarrassment to the government. If Kon receive an invitation, it is an even bigger embarrassment.
All right, thank you very much. We're gonna let us listen. Everybody have the piece. Thank you. 1 minute. I just want to announce that because we closing, I will bring in Eduardo briefly to explain to the people about the business you want. But let's do this real quick. Kev, you go ahead.
Let me say this, Stanton. Before I just go into what I want to say, I dare Honorable Fode Fambule. I dare you right now, get a visa to come to America. I dare you. If you do at this moment, if you come to America,
I know they cannot get visa today to come.
Hey, Stanton, leave me now.
I can't get visa when you say that today to come to America. What are you talking about? Why is it invitation?
But Stanton, okay, but Stanton, let me say this. Let me say this to you. This man was saying things about me. You did not stop him. So can you?
Yeah, but you tell the man to get up today.
It
doesn't work like that.
Yeah, but Stanton, the man was attacking me, and you did not stop him, Stanton. So don't stop me. Don't interfere with me.
Where is for that invitation, Kev?
Stanton. Let me.
If there is an invitation, Fonati has it. We don't. We can share it.
But Clinton, please, I beg you, don't fall for that, man. Don't answer it, please. I'm saying this to you. The man attacked me, right? Can I just tell him? He said to me that I put a false propaganda against him. I'm daring him on Spoon, the most popular station in the entire history of Liberia. Go and come to America. If you do that, I will not appear on Spoon. You better start out foolishness. But let me say, let me say this, Stanton. I want you to put the 2 invitation up.
No, I will not do so. put me for that invitation off wise.
Yeah, but Stanton.
If you don't get for that invitation, I'm putting nothing up.
And let's say
where is for that invitation? Where is for that invitation? Madam Edith got to go. Where is for that invitation?
Madam Edith.
Mama, you don't get for nothing number.
Clinton. Madam Edith, when you look at the two invitation, you will see address to speaker. It's the Ghanaian government now. What happening there? There's nothing say pro temp. Both invitation. Let's put it up. Address to speaker. Both invitation.
Okay. So you want me to put it up, right?
Yes.
Because I read it more, Madam Edith. She done with us over 2 hours and hour. You want me to put it up with now?
So stay done.
Before the way, I beg you. Yeah, you want me to put it up. And after I put it up, please give Madam Edith to do a closing and our brother Nathan to do his closing. Then we're going to bring Duado on to carry on the show from this end. I want to say thanks to every one of you that joined us. It was a very interesting show. Kev want me to put the two invitations up. Ladies and gentlemen, I about to put it up. But after I put them up, can you please ask Edith, Kev Hassan, Gamade Clinton, and the rest of them to at least share with us Funati Una invitation? That's all we're asking. And if Funati get the correct version of the invitation, the clean one, that didn't say address to speaker, they didn't say anything contrary, then we would buy into Funati invitation. But since we've been on the show, Madam Edith, Gongo where? My dear sister, Pabwa, Igma, let me say this to you. Since we've been on the show, Kev been texting Funati Kofa for the invitation letter, and Funati is not responding. Since we've been on the show, Clinton been texting, and Funati is not responding.
I'm not texting Speaker Kofa.
Right? Since we've been on the show, I have the text messages, and yeah, they've been trying. Funati is not answering them. What's going on? What's your waste my time? Funati is not putting it up. He doesn't have it. We have spoken to members of the Ghanaian transition team. They said they didn't send invitation out to Funati. They said they didn't. Funati is in Ghana. I can announce officially from the spoon desk that Funati has no invitation letter. If he does, we ask him to share it. And if it is true, what we have gathered, this sedition, what they did to Funati, or what Funati did to himself, was a complete disservice. And when I brought people need to know the truth, and only the truth, so help us, oh God. Madam Edith, can you close, please?
No, stand on before Madam Edith close. I wanted to say something, please.
Yeah, let Madam Edith close. I beg you,
Thank you so much.
Letter, I would not put anything up.
You see,
can I talk now?
Madam Edith, can you request for that 2 letter and see?
Thank you. Thank you so much, Stanton, for having me here today. As I said from the very beginning, when you asked that question, I had supported President Boakai in the past, and I still believe that this government has an opportunity to succeed. I want this government to succeed for the sake of the Liberians. And I believe that if President Boakai look hard enough and put on his nationalistic hat and put on his patriotic hat, I believe President Boakai will make such a change and Liberia will benefit. That is my hope for this government, for the sake of our country, because the people cannot continue to suffer, without end. We need to put an end to this. And it's a call to this government, to the lieutenants of this government, to make sure they can put country first, they can put country over, self-interest, to those who are serving ministerial positions, even those within the legislature, mainly those within the legislature. Let's put country over party, let's put country over self-interest, so that the Liberian people that you people are serving can at least get the benefit of citizenship. To be a citizen of a country, it's a big deal. But that country must also serve you as much as you serve them. That is my hope and my wish for this government, because we want it to succeed so that our people can see the light of day. Thank you again for having me, and we hope to always come on your show whenever the time is provided us.
Madam Edith, thank you very much. You know, you, my darling girl, you're always welcome on the show. We respect you. We love you. We wish you well. Come again until we meet or talk again. Let God be with you and the family. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, let me go to my brother Nathan. I understand that you from Nimba, but you're not from the Glen area. So let you go. Then we can do our own thing here. It's good to see you.
So which area called the Glen area now? Well, thank you again. Like my sister said, thank you so much for having me on today. And one of the things I've always said have been my mantra in the diaspora or even in Liberia, wherever I am, there is no one Liberian that is better than another. It's always been that way, irrespective of where you are. However, we have a government that should give the primary rights of people, of the people. And that support, I would actually, is one of the fighters always burning in man, always support whoever is the president of Liberia for that presidency, for that government to succeed. And the primary reason is because when the government succeeds, the people in Liberia is successful. The people in Liberia will wake up with jobs, with opportunity, with great education, and we have to build up the Liberian dream. We cannot always depend on other nations to support ourselves. So for a government to succeed, this is what my primary goal. For, again, to my brother Kev, I know you talk about policies and everything else, but when you take a look at irrespective of a political party within our country, there's not much about political differences. It's the will of the leader. So for this government, for the Joseph Boycott administration, definitely I want this government to succeed. And the primary reason for this government, because when this government is successful, the people in Liberia, every one of us will be happy. People in the diaspora want to return to their country when they retire. They don't want to stay here. They do not want to stay here. They want to return to a country that they can be comfortable and live for the remainder of their life. So this is my goal, to make sure that this administration is successful. Again, thank you so much for my invite here this Sunday, Stella, and I hope again we should see again. And Clinton, and we will talk. We will talk later.
All right. So
we appreciate you, Representative Nathan. Let me say this to you. Thank you for your contribution of 500 United States dollars to feed the folks in Liberia. It went a long way. We do appreciate you and your family again. My regards to you, sir, and the family. Thank you.
Thank you, and good night, and may God bless Liberia.
May God save our state. Thank you. All right. So we are where we are. Yeah, we are. Don't forget. Mr. Duaru will leave you with the show. Bear with us. Let's give the guys a chance to do the closing, then you can take over, because there will be no way you come in and we go back. So please, right now it's 6:15. Give us just 10 more minutes. Let everybody have 2 minutes to close. What do you want to say?
But my man, you say I'm going to close the thing at 6. The audience is here.
My man, the high it is, man. The high it is. You still get time to talk to them.
Close, take forever. Okay,
yeah, but
2 minutes.
My man, bye. You will still get that business going, but you were talking
I don't
about
get ready. I gotta be ready for reverse. They may look like you from the seaside.
So let's get into brother Gibson. Let's get to you, Gibson. What do you make of everything that we discussed today?
Okay, let me take it from let me start with the last one that we talked about. I think, like I said, I'm still trying to get confirmation from the Kofa camp, and if he tells me, I will let you know. I will let you yourself know. But that's why I said if the story is true from the beginning, because such a news is a great news. I don't see why it shouldn't be shared, why the letter shouldn't be shared. If the Ghanaians transitional team send him a letter, it's a conspicuous thing. It's a good thing for him. It's a good PR. I will share the letter. They know what they were doing before they send you a letter. If they send you a letter just as an individual Kofa, it could be also possible that they send you a letter as individual Kofa. Or former speaker, they could say that. And the fact that he received a letter, it could be something, it could be positive too. But no, we can't have a situation where a letter is not sent to him as speaker, and then we make it look like it was sent to him as speaker. So we hope that this will be clarified. It is important that it's clarified. Now, just to be sure, because Dwalo facing a hairstyle, he coming to take over. So I'm not going to waste his time. I believe that what we have said here today, the rule of law, considering what Madam Ware was here today to speak to, I think President Bouaka, we should pray that our government succeed. I'm not one of those who will say the government should not succeed. If the government did something that was wrong, I will criticize it. I would disagree publicly, but I'm not going to say the government should not succeed, because if the government doesn't succeed, it affects me negatively. The bad policies of the government should be quashed, and the right policy should succeed. So that's how I just want to stop this far.
Maybe tomorrow you can explain to us. There was something you posted about Jeremiah Pierre.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Absolutely. You know, I'm going to be very short.
You want us to do it tomorrow? We can do it tomorrow.
Yeah. I mean, we can do it tomorrow, so we can have full blown.
Yeah, please do it tomorrow. That's why I can't do it tomorrow.
Yeah, let's do it tomorrow. Because there's so much inside. We got audio and all of that. So okay. I will leave it at that today.
Okay. Thank you very much. Honorable Ford Fumbler. You gotta unmute.
The message they gave me lawyer in there. I'm gonna be quiet.
Honorable Ford, can you hear us?
Yes, as I'll go after the pro CDC guys. Yeah, I want to go last.
Okay. Clinton, I think on the show by way of his cell phone again. CDC refused to buy a laptop. Clinton.
Look, on the I was following the Nimba conversation. You know, what I can say as far as Nimba is, you know, the kind of leverage that Prince Johnson controlled in Nimba, no single president for a long time will be able to do that. So I think the view is open. I was listening to you saying that, you know, there's not a possibility of the Nimbadians electing two persons from the same tribe but I understand. I think Thomas Groupie served with Prince Johnson, and they were both from the Guild. So so that's a possibility that you can have two people from the Mano tribe who serve as senators for the country. On the other issue with Kofa, look, if Kofa does have an invitation, if he doesn't want to post it, that's up to him. If you do, that's fine. But for me, I think this entire issue is an embarrassment. The fact, and I'm not going to be surprised if Richie Cohn received an invitation, because you have to understand the government supports Richie Cohn. So why is this a surprise? The government controls the Ministry of Foreign Affairs that coordinates with foreign government. Why is this even a surprise? Right. So this is, for me, this is a non-issue. the bigger issue is that the people who are disappointed, who are concerned about this, should be doing more to ensure that the government respect the rule of law. I haven't seen much from the civil society. I haven't seen much from the opposition community. That is my disappointment. I'm not disappointed in the Ghanaian government for extending an invitation to Richie Cohn. So that's pretty much the position I have on the two issues.
Thank you very much, my brother, Governor Clinton. As always, we're going to bring in Asadou for his 2 minutes. Kev Hassan and I will speak, then we'll turn it over to Mr. Duado. Asad, welcome to the show. Your 2 minutes.
And we want to confirm on the show.
Asad, we're not hearing you.
You hear me now?
You want to come closer a little bit?
Yeah, hold on.
Asadou is coming by way of his cell phone, so consider him, please.
Sorry,
he doesn't have a laptop. He doesn't have a laptop because CDC didn't buy him a laptop.
Can I just say my thing, please?
Say your 2 minutes.
To Star Zone, so you yell at
Say your 2 minutes. Say your 2 minutes.
So, I want to confirm that the Speaker of Liberia, J. Fonati Kofa, did receive a communication from his Ghanaian counterpart.
Where is that communication?
And I also want to confirm that Mr. Cohn, Richard Cohn, did not receive a communication from Ghana to attend. But that is not my concern. That is not my bigger concern. My bigger concern is to address you, Stanton, and your likes, who genuinely campaigned for President Boakai to be president. Mr. Stanton Waterspoon, I want to believe in the conscience of my God-given self that never a day when you were campaigning, you imagined for Liberia sometime in the future to be waiting for a communication from Ghana to state who is the speaker of our country. I don't want to believe, Stanton, that in your deepest of conscience, you can sit on the show and use letter to determine who is your speaker in your country. Every country on the planet has one speaker, and there is no confusion on which one received the letter, which one don't receive letter. In Ghana, one speaker send letter. There is no confusion from Ghana on who is the speaker to send letter. In your country, Stanton, under the leadership of someone who allegedly you said got 40 years of experience, Stanton, you are taking all of the time to sit on the platform and discuss who received letter as a speaker. You are not discussing how many jobs the government brought. You are not discussing the reconciliatory part of the government. You are not discussing the improvement in infrastructure, Stanton. You are discussing who Ghana send letter to indicate who is a speaker. It is a shame. I never would have thought our country who have been brought to such a level where we will wait for a Ghana to tell us who is our speaker. And then you see the lives of rescue people everywhere on Facebook celebrating letter as an achievement of a government. By the grace of God, for heaven's sake, did you campaign for this, Stanton? Was this the reason you were on Spoon asking Liberians to vote for a 40 years experienced president? I don't want to believe so. Unfortunately, we have to discuss it because this is the level of our politics now. We are not discussing corruption. We are not discussing improvement in the lives of people. We are discussing letter coming from Ghana telling us who is our speaker. How can we be embarrassed as a country? How? How have we come here?
Now are you checking the guy time?
No, I'm checking my own time. When did it arrive? Yes, Stanton, this is no joke. everyone on the show cannot tell me that before the election they ever.
I said, though, we have borrowed 30 seconds from you.
He doesn't even have 5 seconds.
I said, though, let me borrow 30
wait, let the man finish, man.
Right. I don't think anyone on this planet, on the show, in your real conscience, ever imagine that we who have sat on the platform today and discuss a letter from a Ghana.
Thank you, Isaac.
So whoever becomes speaker, it is an embarrassment. It is a shame. We have denigrated our country.
Thank you, Isaac. Isaac, thank you. The issue here is that let me do my quick closing, right?
No, stand on. I need to close before you.
No. I will need you to do your thing.
Can you give me 10 seconds?
Spencer, we have an agreement, but
I promise that we get 10 seconds.
The man feeling you can't do that in the room.
Everybody, my man. Everybody,
don't say so long. The audience waiting, my man.
I just wanted to say that the the phone letter is fake. It's completely fake.
So let me just go ahead. Let me say this. It's only important as you do. I cannot help you. As of today, you still operating on cell phone. That you got a hold in your hand. And you got, no, my man, no, but don't do this now. Don't interrupt us. We were patient. I cannot help you. That you still have to hold your cell phone in your hand because CDC themselves refuse to give you a laptop. I just can't. I just can't help you. I can help you because of no laptop. You have to go ahead because of no laptop. You don't come on the show. On the show, we discuss corruption.
I'm on the show
On the show, we discuss corruption. On the show, we discuss the issue affecting our country. Today, I said, though, in every chat room that you are in, you posted that J. Fonati Kofa, the Speaker Fonati Kofa, Councilor Fonati Kofa, received, you open the conversation, an invitation to go to Ghana. And you are looking for Richard Kun on an invitation. You asked to start the conversation. You kept Hassan ran with it. You, Governor Clinton, ran with it. That's the embarrassment.
That is not true.
Yes, the embarrassment. Yes, the embarrassment. Yes, the embarrassment. No, but let me finish by Baker. We do our close. Everybody running on seconds here. The embarrassment is that at the end of the day, the person you're fighting for, J. Fonati Kofa, as of today, kept Hassan still looking at his phone. Fonati said he's not putting out any invitation. Yes, the embarrassment. Yes, the embarrassment. The embarrassment, you guys lied to the nation.
No, we're ready to lose the audience.
But man, I beg you, but man, I beg you. But let me finish. Eduardo, I beg you back. So you work out the show tomorrow and talk about the business. You come there tomorrow and talk about hey.
I agree.
Yeah, one of them go already. Yes, the embarrassment. The embarrassment is that CDC runs on lies. And we have to checkmate you guys. We can beat on Joseph Yimabwaka, what he earned. We can beat on this thing. I support that Fonati should champion. Give me 49, or I'm still the speaker, I'm not resigning. But don't lie that the Ghanaian parliament sent Fonati an invitation. Look, I kept still looking on his phone. Fonati cannot give him any invitation letter. Asido ran away. Because his battery is dying off his cell phone, they refused to even acknowledge Asido about invitation letter. The hierarchy of the CDC government said, Fonati lie. I don't want to call some of their names on this show because it will not be the right thing to do. Ladies and gentlemen, I love Fonati Kofa. I respect him, but it didn't send Fonati any invitation. Let's move past it. Let's talk about the issue of our country. You told your own, I told my own, the Liberian people decide. We spoke about Edith Gongolwe coming on the show, talking about why she didn't vote for Joseph Yimabwaka, why she voted for George Manawea. We discussed politics. Chief Siri Allen came to talk about agriculture. We'll be bringing him back. Agriculture Minister Dr. Alexander Nuta will be on the show. We run through politics and we run through social issues. This is what we do on Spoon Talk. We're not going to help you, Asido, if your own party don't believe in your message. that they can buy you the $350 laptop, don't never come on the show again on the cell phone. We'll block you. Cell phone coming on the show with is not allowed. And on that note, all right, guys, please bear patient because Eduardo have a business message for you guys. After my brother Fode Family and Kev Hassan, Eduardo will take over the show for a few minutes to discuss with you, and he will set a date that he will pay for to have a full day on this show to discuss the issue about his business. Honorable Fode Family and Kev Hassan, take us home and we'll turn it over to Eduardo.
It's not my business. That's why you can't get it put
Well, you explain it that your business will not take, my man. That your business you will explain to the people why you come to say that.
Business.
My man, don't interrupt the people time. Let for the talk. That you creating a thing, that your business, you gotta tell the people.
Okay, Stanton, thank you again. Like I said when I made my intro, the issue sometimes our brother tried to run with negative propaganda about the country. They believe this will help their narrative. I think it's just wrong. Sometimes they provide misinformation and they are not ready to be man enough to stand up and say, I err. And I'm saying, yes, I can retract my statement that what I said was misleading. It was not factual. And I believe every man is just fallible to mistakes. They made a mistake today. That was not a right propaganda for them. For me, I just, as a normal human being, I believe I just don't take these guys' information serious. They always provide misinformation. They provide information that lacks evidence. I say this to say, and I'm very clear. Keith, the first time I ever traveled in my life was to go to Beijing. I never tried. I'm not a travel freak. I've never played DV in this country. I have never been to Ghana, excluding my trip in terms of having an official trip to any of the regional country. I only transited through Ghana. So for you to go on the Facebook, you're like a fun in this country. Fode does not drink an alcohol, and you go and say, Fode, I saw Fode drink a beer. No, take you serious. All of my friends in this country, they are aware I do not travel. I'm not interested in traveling or leaving this country. You went on the Facebook, you said Fode went to the embassy and he was denied visa. I can prove it because of the removal of COVID. That was another big misinformation you posted. Fode is just not an ordinary person. He's a statesman in this country. If I want to travel, it is the Ministry of Foreign Affairs that will communicate with the embassy, informing them of my trip to any foreign country. I'm not going to Bonkande where you say, Fode, you think you want to come to America? Come tomorrow. America, I just really market. I just go there and stay in the street. I say, because Keith called me here. You think that April Fool thing on here? When you're ready to provide misinformation, you should be able to use other people's name. What you did today, it demeaned the character of Kofa. It undermined his public standing. You cannot come here and say the government of Ghana invited him. You posted it, you ran on that lie, you and Asedo as if you had evidence. Then when people come to say it, you are not man enough to say what we provided was misinformation. You made the Ghanaian government to officially send a letter with the name of Speaker Kun, because you observe the letter with the oral protem. It was written in it, the speaker. Now you made them to be very clear that we are not just inviting the speaker, we are inviting Speaker Richard Kun, because we are aware he's the legitimate speaker. We should not even be at this point. We should not even try to sell the only lies to the public. This cannot help you in propaganda. You did this. You celebrated all around here that you try to misinform the former president as if you had the political standing that you could sway thousands of votes his way. It did not work. Liberians do not listen to people who provide misinformation. And sometimes when you are not in touch with the regular voters, when you are not in touch with the base, you try to believe that some of the information you provide, people take you serious. Like I said, I've never seen you the as a do. I take Gamon there because Gamon has not been in the country for a little while, and sometimes he's providing his Come on there, you just come to like bro passively, man. You come and spend few days and you leave. For you, when you're discussing the
Exactly.
issue,
You don't even know. I was in
no. Let me lay on the issue. The issue here. No, I text her in. I used to play. I kept myself I was in play. My first time in my life to travel, that even friends encouraged me to go. I went to Beijing as the representation of the committee on telecom, and that trip was a official trip to Beijing. Since then, I've never had any plan to lead this country. Stop providing misinformation to Liberian people. Kofa did not receive any invitation. Kiev and I said those should not be taken serious. I would not want to say the other thing that I am aware of that you said and you had no evidence to. It's just unfortunate to have some of you sitting on the platform with us who always say they fight. It's just unfortunate. And I will pause here and look forward to another good show. I think it is time, like I said yesterday, to extend olive branch to our colleague in the legislature. Tomorrow we'll be opening again. They need to come back to work and let us do the Liberian people business. Thank you again. See you.
Thank you very much, Kev. Don't take long, man, because Tualu got to talk. It's a
Yeah, I
good
will not
thing.
take long. Come on, my brother, please. Don't interrupt what I'm saying and stuff. I beg you, my brother. But let me say this to you, Honorable Fambulek. When we started Spoon and some of us left, right? The power that I had before when I was on Spoon, I will kick you off Spoon. I will tell you this, I will kick you off. You're lucky I don't have the power anymore. I'm a visitor on Spoon. I'm not regular.
And you remain visitor.
That's fine. But the power that I had before, I will kick you off Spoon because of your misinformation. And I will say this to you, my brother.
Because you misuse that power. You misuse that power. And that's the reason why you lost the power. You misuse it on the bigger lies.
Let the man talk. The man will listen to you. The man talk. Yeah, let the man talk now.
I'll tell you. But let me tell you this. I will say this to you, right? I dare you. Anytime a government official, 3 branches of government go through the foreign ministry is official. Yes, through the foreign ministry official, they will grant you. But I dare you to use your own God-given Liberian passport and say, I want to visit America. If they gave you visa, my brother, I will never talk about politics anymore. I dare you. And I will confirm to the Liberian people, you was denied visa on your own. Put your passport up. If you're not denying, stop that nonsense. Put your passport up. You are denying. I dare you to come on and put it. Don't come talk. But let me say this because I will not say much because Dualu is coming up to do something very important, and I'll give it to him. I will not say much.
Kevin, if you give me 10 seconds, I'll tell you that the cover letter is fake. Look at it.
Yeah, I will give you 10 seconds quick because
okay.
If
you look at on 10 seconds,
Jeru, we need to stop this, man. No, can we stop this, my man? Please.
Yeah, Jeru, quick.
I'm begging you.
Let's stop this because what Dualu want to come up and say about that thing, I want to give him just 5 seconds. After that, maybe you take your 10 seconds. Let Dualu say his stuff. I will stand by what I said that I want this government to fail because of the policy. And if the government institute a policy that will benefit the Liberian people, fine. But at this moment, I want the government to fail. Dualu, go ahead.
Brother Keith, this means a lot, man. Thank you so much. This is not something I just want to say because I told the audience 6 o'clock. That's the only reason. Stanton and myself agree it will be done at 6. So it's not something that I really have to say. That's what I'm begging you guys for. Something that my brother Porter will appreciate, the entire country will appreciate. For 2 years, our people have been telling them about the Liberian Diaspora Fund. It hasn't been an easy task. This is the first one I will go on literally every radio station in the country. Everywhere I can go, I will go there to make sure this come along. But I have to make these comments. And if you guys stay on, I appreciate maybe we can have some interaction about it. I have to make these comments. This has nothing to do with the government. None whatsoever. This is not a Liberian corporation. This is a registered business here in America. This is a equity fund operation here in America. It will be regulated under American law. The reporting will be done here in America. So when people say, oh, do I don't want to do this, it has nothing to do with this, guys. Please. If you don't have to contribute, you don't have to do anything you don't want to do. It's up to you. But this is something that we must use to develop this country, to push this country forward. I will give you a little overview. The website will be launching very soon. The equity fund is something that we must do as a society. And the goal was to call into the show. If Nelson can put the WhatsApp number underneath, just in case, because I really wanted people to call. That's why I was rushing, so we can have a lot of people on the show to be able to call into the show. The Liberian Equity Fund, we have issued the first 275,000 shares. In the next 2 to 3 weeks, it's going to go live. The website will be there. Anybody from across the globe can go there and buy a share that will be given to you. Nobody's sending Eduardo money. This is not Eduardo's personal thing. We have Asiva Topa is one of the members, and Fatima will be on with me. They're on the original document that will be published on the website for anybody to read, anybody to scrutinize under any circumstance. I get it. I've spoken politically on the platform, and I know there will be thousands of people who say, oh, because he criticized this person, I don't want to be about any development in the country. I get it. You can say that. My issue here is to bring forth the message. For a very long time, we always say we talk, and we don't do anything to transform the country. This is a venture to pull diaspora Liberian forward in a way where we can organize better through a corporation, and we'll be able to invest in the country. One thing that really angers me, we have no economic control of our country. Everything is being controlled by foreigner. The Liberian Diaspora Corporation is something that's going to bring about certain controls in the country. I heard Chief Stephen Allen talking about the industries that were in Liberia before. Through the Liberian Diaspora Corporation, we can bring this back to Liberia. We want small-scale manufacturing across the country. We want mechanized farming. We want the diaspora bank in the country. All of this will be done through the corporation. Now, people will say, oh, Dwalu, I've had the worst thing said. I'm crazy. This cannot be done. Liberia is a backward country. Dwalu is a con artist. Dwalu will do this. Dwalu will do that. This is script. I get all of this. Trust me. I am prepared for this. In fact, I'm so prepared for this. I'm making preparation. I literally quit my job to do this full time because this cannot be done part time. I have to dedicate my entire life to this. Look, this is a dream that I've had for so long, and we've spoken, we have talked about this forever. How are we going to transform this country is something that I sit and dream about every single day. I believe through the Liberian Diaspora Corporation, we should be able to do this. Every single business opportunity you think about in the country, everything the government cannot do itself, including building some infrastructure in the country, can be, to some extent, buttressed by the Liberian Diaspora Corporation. We are talking about new airports. We are talking about anything you want to think about. Through the Liberian Diaspora Corporation, that's what we'll be doing. Within the first year, we'll take the first 2 years to raise money. Now, for those of you who are listening, I've spoken about this before. If you Google the Liberia $1 billion challenge, this is our aim over a 10-year span to raise $1 billion. I know people will say, oh, this is crazy. It cannot be done. But trust me, we ship home close to $600 million every single year. Some years, we send home more than the Liberia entire national budget. Here in America, in Australia, in Europe, all across the globe, Liberian, just minimally, I'm being very minimal. That's assuming only half of the Liberians abroad work. We are making close to $20 billion every single year. That's if the average person is making $40,000 a year. I don't know one Liberian here who's doing that, even 1-2 that doesn't make more than $40,000 a year. But I'm being very minimalist. $40,000 a year, that's close to $20 billion a year. How can we organize to infuse some of that money into the country? This is what we intend to do. Now, I'm going to say this. This is not a charity. This is not money that is coming to Dwalu. This is money that's going through a trust. You're going to go on the website. Once the website launches, there will be a lot. We will go from county to county. We will go across the globe. We'll do internet and pitches. We will go in Liberian communities across America. We'll go to your churches. We will bring a great message to you and say, listen, this country is dying. Look, I don't know if my father will ever see Liberia again. My father is sick. And a lot of Liberians here are sick. They cannot go home because we don't have the proper hospital. through the Liberian Diaspora Corporation, we can build a modern research hospital in the country that can be able to cater to those Liberians that want to go home, even if they're sick. I want you guys to understand something. When a Liberian retires here in America, based on the job that he was doing, he's taking home anywhere from $20,000 to maybe $80,000 a year, every single year in his retirement. If that person is domiciled in Liberia, that money will be going into the Liberian economy if we can provide a medical facility in the country to make sure they can be serviced in Liberia. This is a massive dream. I'm not saying, people will say, oh, Dwalu, you don't know how to do that. There is no company that you know of that started today. There is absolutely no company that is here today that was begun by individual that knew everything. If you think about the Mark Zuckerbergs of the world, if you talk about Elon Musk, you say, oh, he's an engineer, he's building all this great thing. He doesn't build them himself. He bring on board the expertise. Mark Zuckerberg dropped out of college and he started Facebook. He built a massive corporation. The Jeff Bezos of the world, Amazon, the company that I work for right now, as a senior procurement manager out there at that company, he began in a warehouse, in a small warehouse, perhaps in a garage. So everything starts small. The goal here is we Liberians cannot continue to talk and we do nothing to transform the country. All your questions will be asked. There will be a question and answer page on the website. It's a modern website that's being built. We've already completed almost everything. We're finishing the final touches, and it's going to come to you guys. But one of the reasons I wanted to come here today is to begin putting this message out for the next 2 to 3 weeks until we go live. When we go live, everything will be there. I know people will have questions. I want people to call in today. Any question you have regarding anything. But I want to make this clear. This is not a charity. This is a business venture. If my brother representative for the formula take $1,000 and buy a share into the corporation, you will get a share certificate from the corporation. If you bought a share, let's say $50, for example, and then we invest in Rest Farming, and now the share is $150, for the formula, get a share of $150 into the corporation. My aim is to make sure every single Liberian who's alive have some stake in this so we can take control of our country. Every time we complain about foreigners controlling the country, this is a way that we can take full economic control of our country. We don't have to wait for government. I'll give you an example. If LU doesn't have a laboratory or LU doesn't have a library, the Liberian Diaspora Corporation can build this library. It's not free. Nothing we do is going to be free. Now, each LU student, maybe they pay $10 in the tuition every single year to maintain a modern facility is maintained at the university. I'm talking about from road connection to perhaps bridges across the country. Now, this is at the tail end of this part of this development. Initially, maybe we just invest in poultry farming, for example, or maybe we just invest in mechanized rice production, for example. Maybe we invest in a large-scale cassava consolidation across the country, for example. But the goal here is to consolidate the money, build a corporation, maybe perhaps we build a massive headquarters in the country, and then we can begin bringing in professionals, harnessing the powers of Liberian professionals from across the globe, taking recent graduates from our various universities, training them and getting them some expertise through the corporation. This is what we intend to do. And Nelson, if you can post this number for me, anybody can call. If you get any question, like I said, most of the questions you're going to ask, those questions are going to be answered on the website. But as I go from these various shows, from show to show, I will answer most of these questions. The Liberian legislature, they themselves we will talk to them. We'll come to the legislature. If they have a project in Bone County, for example, they say, you know what, we want to build a slipper factory in Bone County. The government doesn't have the money. The Liberian Diaspora Corporation can fund this. Nothing is free. We are for-profit business. But the goal is to expand economic viability in our country. This is what I intend to do. This is the dream. All the details will be on the website. The president, I'm going to tell it to you, the president is 100% on board with this, and we will push this to its core. But before I give it to Nelson to see where people can call, I know the naysayers, and I know my country, and people will say, Dwalu, you're a dreamer. People will say the dream is too big, like Ellen Johnson Sirleaf said. If the dream is not big, if it's not big enough, if it doesn't scare you, it's not big enough. People will say it will fail. People will say Dwalu will steal your money. People will say anything they want to say. And I do understand this. Some of those people that will still invest in this corporation. But this is the tendency of some of us to criticize everything about Liberia. Something has to succeed in our country that we control. If we want total control of our country, we have to do everything to control this country economically. There is no other control in any other country. Political control is great, but economic control is greatest because we can maintain this for generations to come. And I think our for all the posterity will judge us well if we establish this cooperation and we can actually take full control of our country. And this is the intent. This is what we're going to do. And I spoke to my bishop today, and he will pray about this. And we will do everything we can. We're ready for the criticism, made out of steel. And I can guarantee you this will succeed because this country has to move forward. We must bring home the expertise so we can build a viable country. Nelson, I'll give it to you, brother. Anybody wants to call into the show, we take their call. I'm going to have my brother Formula make say one or two words before we go forward.
So I'd like to say thank you again, Dwalu. I tried to listen to what you were saying, and I got amazed by what you said. I think it made a lot of sense. And I can assure you, when you try to mobilize local resources on the ground, I would just need to know how much the share will be sold for. If it is even $1 or $1,000, I'll be one of those who will want to invest in that corporation to see the good of it. I think it made a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And I don't know the value for each of the share that you'll be selling, but I can assure you when you start and move back home to encourage people, I will put the first 1,000 up front.
1,000 it'd be great, but it'd be far less than that. We'll start small. But
no, I just telling you from my end now. You start next month, the month after, I'm in the position to support your idea. And the first thing I want to do, any amount for the share you'll be selling, I will invest the first $1,000. I want to be the first to support your idea. There's nothing wrong from trying. If you feel that's it, I will know that you have started something.
People that have already committed. We appreciate this. Look, guys, we have.
So thank you again. I'll be leaving the show. I think it's a very good idea, and you can come in on with it.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. And Nelson, I got the first call here. Let me take the first call and see what he has to say. Hey, caller. Hello? Yep, you're on live. Go ahead.
Okay. Hello to the Spoon family and Dwalu. My name is.
Yeah, don't listen to the radio. Don't listen to the radio. Just talk directly to the phone, please.
Okay. My name is Morris Duba, calling you from Pennsylvania. Dwalu, I just want to commend you and to admonish you not to give up. This is a brilliant idea. I know on the Spoon Talk, everything is about politics, but this time with this business, I can tell you, do not give up. And I'm sure a lot of Liberians in the diaspora want to do something back home, but they do not know how. So with you taking on this lead, I can assure you, my family and I, you will definitely get our support. Keep it up, and we definitely on board with you.
Okay.
Just to let you know.
Okay, we appreciate this 100%. And I want to say this: I got a list here. Thousands of Liberians have already committed. They are interested in this. Like the way the brother said, a lot of Liberians want to invest back home, but they're afraid. This will be a conduit through which we can actually invest into the Liberian Diaspora Corporation. I have another call here too, Nelson, before you start taking your call. My brother, go ahead. You're live. Listen to the radio. Talk to the phones and not listen to the radio. Go ahead. Do not listen to the radio. Talk directly to the phone. There's a delay.
I'm calling from Rhode Island. It's Nimba. I just listen to Spoon. I'm listening to Spoon now and hearing your message. I in support of your message on your idea. Get your number. I will call you if there's anything in my work. We take back your discussion.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. Yeah, guys. The reason being. Ooh, did I lock myself out? Oh, okay.
No,
so Nelson, take some call out there.
Yeah, so let me take some calls. The WhatsApp number is there on the screen. It's scrolling. You can call via WhatsApp, and We also have the local number activated 0555-101075 is the local number. You can call this number on the screen only on WhatsApp. Let's take this first caller here. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, you're live. Your name and where you call from?
Akwe, calling from Ponchama.
Akwe, go ahead quickly. Let's hear you.
Yeah. Walu, I'll tell you. I mean, everything. A big thank to you because this is what we want for Liberian, a typical Liberian, to be doing for us. Because if we don't do it, definitely we're just gonna be just like that, and the country will not reach to its level. People will have trust in us. But let me just talk something. Because what Kev Hassan said that he wants for this government to fail.
No, we're not more political conversation now, sir. No, sorry, we're not political conversation. Hello.
Yeah, hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, you are live. You are live on the show.
Yeah.
Okay, 1 second.
Hello. Can I talk? Hi, Mr. Dwalu.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah.
Hold on a second.
I just want to say thank you so much for your idea. It's so encouraging. I mean, I've been watching phones and I heard so many people. I've been hearing all the political discussion, but I'm so glad that you came on with this idea. But I would like to call back some other day, but I wanted to reach out to our children who came from the war overseas, to reach out to our children who are graduated from colleges and everywhere in America and everything, to reach out to them because these kids want to come back home and help our country.
Thank you.
And help our country. Your idea is very good, and I will support you, and I will invest in whatever it is because we all want to come back home.
Thank you very much for your input. You have a call. You have a caller there.
Hey, please listen to the phone. Don't on the radio.
Okay. Yeah, Mr. Gado. Yeah. First of all, I embrace the idea. I'm 100%, support the idea. I'm calling from Kentucky. This is Big John. And, I'm willing to support the idea. I'm sending back. And, I'll be so happy that you bring out for this idea. So I'm willing 100%. I'm willing right now. I can't wait.
Thank you.
You're telling me, but I can't wait. I can't really wait.
Thank you. And just before you take that phone call, I want to say this, guys. The website launches in 2 to 3 weeks. All the details will be there. In fact, the first set of shares will be sold for less than $100 per share. So just in case people are wondering, but all the details will be on the website. People are asking where's the information. This is a preliminary push to make you aware that we're launching in 2 to 3 weeks. Everything is done. All the legal documents are done. Everything has been finalized. We're just going ahead with the website. The goal here, I will continue to push it. The goal, this is not a charity. This is a business corporation owned by Liberian Diaspora Corporation. So go ahead, Nelson.
Okay, so this person, go ahead. You are live. Let's hear you.
Hello?
Yes, you are live,
Hello?
sir. Go ahead.
Hello? Yeah,
you are live.
My name is Joe Mullenberg. I'm calling from Minnesota.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, you are live, sir. Go ahead.
Can you lower the volume of your TV, sir? Can you lower the volume of your TV? I can hear myself in the background.
Okay. Dwalu, I have something to say. Yeah, hello?
You are live, sir. Your TV is on.
Yeah, okay.
Can you lower the volume of the TV and just listen to the phone?
Yeah, the volume is very low.
Okay.
So yeah, I got something to say to Dwalu.
Yeah, please go ahead.
What he just brought, it may be a very good idea right now, but he should remember, you want Liberians again to participate in something that you bring in, which could be a very good idea. But right now, remember you put in a government that have problems that have not been solved. Representatives, right now the people are talking about speakers. We have 2 speakers. We got a series of problems, and we have these same people who have information. I don't know how true is the information that money was given, money being scanned up. People were giving money. They were giving money to elect speakers. All these kind of compound problems upon problems. Nothing has been solved yet. The first thing you need to do, the government you put into power, make sure those things are solved.
Okay.
And when we come to normality, then you can bring something new.
Thank you very much.
Confusion. Then you bring in something that you think
all
will
right.
be good for Liberian
Thanks a
people.
lot.
Okay, nothing that is important. Let me answer the brother. That is very important. Let me answer him before you go forward. I get this, guys. This is an American corporation. The problems in Liberia is not about focus in terms of political problem. This is a business venture. It will operate like any corporation that you know about. We will look for business opportunities in the country that we can invest in to make sure we make profit for our shareholders. But ultimately, the goal is to improve the country. So I understand where you're coming from, but our focus is not what's happening at the legislature. Our focus is how we can control the oil exploitation of our country, how we can control the rest importation into our country, how we can control chicken feed importation, chicken soup, etc. We want us to control this. This is the goal.
Okay.
Nelson, go ahead.
So this person, hello. Yeah, you're live. Go ahead. Let's hear you.
Yeah, my name is Charles Benson, Senior, and I call you from Michigan.
Go ahead.
Eduardo, how you doing, my brother?
How you doing, Chief?
Hello.
Yeah, you are live. Go ahead.
All right, Eduardo, how you doing? Eduardo, how you doing?
How you doing, Chief? How you doing, Chief?
I'm just listening to your intro. I mean, it is good for Liberians. I have a question. The Liberia Diaspora Corporation. For those entrepreneurs, small businesses, like for me, I own a small business in Liberia. Is there any provision wherein the Liberia Diaspora Corporation can support small businesses in Liberia? Because I'm based in the United States, but I run my business in Liberia 100% for the past 3 years.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let me answer that question very quickly. The Liberian Diaspora Corporation will be a platform that incorporates tons of businesses. One of the problems we've been facing here in America, we get business in Liberia, but we don't have a presence there. So sometimes it becomes extremely difficult to have controls on the ground. Through the cooperation, let's assume you have a farm. I'll give you an example. And you need new tractors, but you cannot afford those tractors. The Liberian Diaspora Corporation will come in through a business arrangement. We'll purchase the tractors for you to be able to expand your farm, and we can find a way to farm market and make sure you increase your profit. But we are also not doing this for free. This is a business, an American business, but owned by Liberians in the diaspora and owned by Liberians back home, or anybody who buys shares into the business. That's how it's going to be run. Like I said, we issued the first 275,000 shares. If we get rid of, I believe we can get rid of all the shares, it will be north of $27 million initially. The goal is within the first year to raise $100 million, and I believe we can do this. We'll be doing a lot of stuff. The website will have most of these published, but this is just a preliminary. Nelson, I got another call. We'll go back and forth.
So I've been reached by my entity that we are pressed with time. But anyway, you can take your call.
Let's just say another 5 minutes. I understand that what we're telling you guys because we should have started at 6. So go ahead, you guys. Go ahead. You're live.
How you doing, sir?
Good. You're live.
Yeah, this is Real Club from Texas, Dallas.
Go ahead.
I followed the program, right? My question would be, are you talking about buying share? What would be, the share cost if you want to buy a share?
Thank you. Good question. Good question. Very good question. So all the details will be on the website, but I will tell you it'll be less than $100 per share. Okay, but all the detail will be on the website. This is a preliminary conversation. Thanks for the call, though. I appreciate it. Yeah. Go ahead, Nelson. Another 10 minutes, guys. Another 10 minutes. This was just preliminary. The guys getting into my time. We will do this on Zoom.
So we have hello.
Preliminary, guys.
Hello.
Yes, you are live. Let's hear you.
Thank you so much, Nursing. My name is Wilma Bundo. I'm calling you from Delaware, United States of America. And I'm calling in reference to the business venture that Dwalu is speaking about.
Yeah.
I'm really like that's one of the best ideas. I think we Liberians can be able to contribute to our nation development, and I think I'm highly in support of what they are trying to establish, and I kind of like give my support and will be part of it. That's just why I wanted to call to let you guys know.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Okay.
Yeah, so I know we are short on time. Senator, thanks for coming back. And gentlemen, this is preliminary.
I had to go eat my own.
I know. I saw you lean back. This is preliminary, but all the details, and nobody should invest the money anyway if you don't get the full details. I will repeat this one more time. This is an American corporation, entirely owned by Liberia. 100% of investment will be done in Liberia. Our goal is to target major investments into the country. For instance, when the Saudis gave $50 million to build a new airport, why not a Liberian diaspora corporation can build that? We should be able to build that. If we want to do rice importation into the country, why don't we localize rice production? $20-30 million can localize rice production into the country. Nothing is for free. This is not a charity. This is a business operation. People invest their money, but it will be tracked by the American government. It's an incorporation here in America. Everything will be posted to the website. This is not money coming to Dualu. We will take the first 1 to 2 years to raise the money. The money goes into a trust. Anybody will be able to access the trust. It will be on the website. I'm not eating $5 for inside. There will be 3 signatories for any money to be released. Any investment we make, it will be voted upon by the shareholders on the website. So the details, everything will be published on the website in 2 weeks. You will be able to access the website, ask any questions. But like I said, this is preliminary. This is preliminary, and I appreciate your calls. Right now, we get over 5,000 Liberians that have committed to investments. I believe the number is going to climb. Even myself will invest massively. Obviously, I got to show that I'm investing as well. But to set these things up, it costs a lot of money. I didn't want to call my man, please send me 5,000. I did everything out of pocket because I wanted this to be established. Because people will say, oh, Dwalu wants spoon, he can't ask for money. So I did everything out of pocket. I have to do this because we have to find a way to change this country.
So, don't let me understand you. So we are where we are today. And again, though I was eating in the bag, I was listening to you. Why not you take off? Because it's very interesting.
Yeah.
Can you invite everyone that you have the time to explain and take the question? On the next Saturday, we will not have the spoon talk, and you can have the diaspora business talk.
If we do that, would be great. And yes, people in Australia, anywhere in the world, get best.
Because yes, my thing. It's only fair, and it's only fair for you to do it with sufficient time. Madam Titi trying to save up few for the ball. But if we can set this day, I got nothing to do with this program. Please make it very clear. Yeah. I am not in it. Is you just using the platform that Madam Titi gave you to put out this announcement. So I think you coming on Saturday would be a blast and allow the people to get themselves ready. Yeah. Saturday, the show start at 3:30 our time. That would be 8:30 Liberian time. And tell Nelson to work on the flyer and put it out there and make everybody aware. So let's do that.
I totally agree. And I'll have Ase on as well. And guys, you can invest from anywhere in the world. This is where the website is.
You can have whoever you want to have
anywhere
on
in the world.
Different people for you to do it. So let's do this Saturday, create a flyer and use that opportunity to reach to everyone as far as Bangladesh.
Yes. So thank you.
I just came to announce it. I just came to announce it to everyone again. What Dualu is doing is very important. It's not Dualu, it's the Liberia diaspora, right? Yes. It's you in Europe, you anywhere. That's what they call diaspora, right? Yes. You can join this great
Uganda, anywhere.
This great initiative and bring your own ideas, right? Yeah. They can tap into it, but let's help our country. That's why Dualu said, I don't want jobs, I want us to create jobs.
Yes.
It's only important that this happen. And Dualu has said, thank you. And if you do agree, talk to Madam Titi, set it up with your information, bring those you want to bring on, and try to educate the people too. People saying that you put $100 in, but you want my $100.
No, I understand. Like I said, this is just a teaser.
Yeah.
And when the website will have more explanation. So for the next 2 weeks, any kind of show I will go on just to explain.
And you understand that Dualu is doing this primarily. This is Spoon partnership. Madam Titi, they will talk about that. And then they will run in that direction with all the media announcements on it. But Saturday, don't forget, it will not be a regular Spoon Talk. You will receive the information. We'll start to announce it from tomorrow all the way to Friday. Correct. We want hundreds of you guys coming on to hear about this great initiative, and you will understand that Eduardo and the team means business. Eduardo, thank you very much, man.
Thank you.
It's
Thank you.
true.
My man,
Yes,
thank
sir.
you. Nancy, thank you so much. And yes, we'll talk to TT and then we'll coordinate whatever we have to do.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Chief.
Right.
Well, folks, thanks for being here with us tonight. We appreciate all of you for joining Spoon Talk. That's the 101 with the CEO. Spoon Talk will be back on the radio tomorrow. Spoon Talk has been on its weekend break from last evening. This edition of 101 with the CEO has been an amazing one, very informative, very engaging as well. You can join us on Sunday, next Sunday, for another interesting show. Better still, join us tomorrow for Spoon Talk. The big Spoon Talk will be on the radio tomorrow, the usual time. And we appreciate all of our partner radio stations across the country that are always relaying the program. Trust FM in Bomi County, Premier FM in Bong, Trend Radio in Grand Crew, Radio Yalamani, Seclepi in Nimba County, Gibi FM in Kakatama, Gibi County, and a host of other radio stations across Liberia. And thanks to the many of you for watching as well across the country. You've been watching on Facebook, Spoon TV, Fabric TV, Super TV, our folks on YouTube, Spoon Talk Live. We appreciate you for being on here tonight. David Colley, David Wokolo, Philip Bala, Mr. Bala, thanks for being here. Lydia Jones, Madam Jones, thanks for being with us tonight, ma'am. George Newman, we appreciate all of you for being on here tonight. Ruth Goba, my Ruth, Madam Marcia Snelling, Joe Key, Kennedy Kuro, everyone, thanks for joining us tonight. Royalty 56, Peter Colley, Mariam Talbert, thanks for joining us tonight. Sidiki Kamala, Madam Pera Kimber, thanks for being here tonight. J. Howard Freeman Riches, G. Richard Roberts, we appreciate you as well. Isaac Blaman, G. Richard Roberts, everyone, thanks for joining us tonight. 101 with the CEO will return. We'll be back on Sunday. That's next Sunday. But you can join us tomorrow for Spoon Talk. Until then, I'm Nelson Colette. Have a good night. All of you across Radio Land and across the internet, have a good night and bye-bye for now. Let's see if we can do this one. Let's see if we can get this one coming for you quickly as we wind down on this edition of the program. So thanks to everyone for joining us. Good night, guys.
Yes, sir. A special one from the CEO, Stanton with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the South Man. Charges on the beat. To get your information. To the spoon to be part of my discussion. Spoon.